She writes in this letter that this is, quote, not a decision that I came to easily. Dr. Gay, of course, thrust into the spotlight recently during a congressional hearing about free speech on college campuses following multiple anti-Semitic and Islamophobic incidents at schools around the country. Now, Dr. Gay is the daughter of Haitian immigrants, the first ever black president of Harvard. She's not going to be leaving the university, though. She still have a job there, planning to stay on as a Harvard faculty member. And his statement, New York Representative Lee Stefanik called that resignation, quote, long overdue. Migrant encounters at our southern border hitting record numbers for the first quarter of the new fiscal year that started October 1st. Last month also. Now, a lot of these people are winding up in New York City, where Mayor Eric Adams signed an executive order for when and where migrant buses can enter the city. Republican lawmakers sending migrants instead to nearby suburban areas in New Jersey.
Over the weekend, several buses with hundreds of migrants arrived in New Jersey, including in Jersey City across the Hudson. According to the mayor there, New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy's office tells Fox News that chaperones were on board those buses and helped migrants get on trains headed for New York City. That executive order requires charter bus companies to provide 32 hours notice before arriving in New York City with migrants, and it limits the drop-off window to between 8:30 a.m. and noon Monday through Friday. Companies that violate that order could face a variety of penalties that include fines and also having their buses impounded.
That's Fox's Nate Foy reporting from New York. Police in Rochester, New York, describing the actions of a 35-year-old on New Year's Day.
Avery sped up, crossed into the oncoming lane of traffic, and appears to have intentionally been driving towards the pedestrian crossing.
America's listening to Fox News.
As most Americans suffer financially, gold just hit an all-time high. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and this is why you need a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To find out more, text the word PROTECT to 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs. Secure your IRA or 401k right now. Text the word PROTECT to 989898 to request your free info kit right now.
Looking for top-notch personal protection? The Smith & Wesson Equalizer is here to level the playing field. Easy to rack slide, easy to control ergonomic grip. It's designed for you. With a 10, 13, and 15-round magazine included, size up for better control or size down for easier concealment. Don't miss out on the opportunity to upgrade your safety. Visit your local dealer now. To learn more about the Equalizer, visit smith-wesson.com. Smith & Wesson, empowering Americans. All capacity sizes may not be available in your jurisdiction. Be sure to check your local laws and regulations.
Look out. Wait, I can't remember why they should look out. Let's see. We're on the radio. I remember now. I got it. That's right. It's only me. It's only the gets been so with Pete Davis and Flounder. week start. It's all right.
Oh, the day I was born.
A new year.
New complaints.
It's another nightmare all over again, ladies and gentlemen.
Same nightmare, different year.
Just a different number at the end. Nothing changes. Resolve this. How about that? Almost 3:04. How's it going? It's only me. It's only the Kipper with Pete Davis, sidekick producer and sports raconteur extraordinaire. What's your next Holy Crap at Sports podcast?
It's been a while. Probably early in the morning.
Well, there you are. And the mechanical magler Flounder at the controls. Happy New Year, Flounder. How's it going?
Good afternoon. How we doing? Good to see you guys again.
We're all on the right side of the grass. And now you were traveling. You had like family stuff over the holiday, I think.
Yeah, I hung out with Veronica, and then I went to see my aunt and uncle up in Charlotte. They're going to be moving down here sometime this year, so they're going to be downsizing a little bit. So I helped pack up some stuff. And
they know where they're going to go?
Somewhere here in Atlanta. They're going to kind of probably around the Woodstock area.
Wow, excellent. They retired people, are they?
Retired, yes.
Yeah, outstanding. And Pete Davis, were you traveling this particular holiday thing?
I was supposed to, but the weather was so miserable the first few days around Christmas, which I love that type of weather. Just sit at home and watch football. I basically sat and watched football for a week. That's what I did. I love bowl games, man. Bring them on.
Yeah. Where were you going to go?
I was probably going to go up to Harrah's Cherokee Casino and check that out because it's only an hour away from me. But it was just rainy.
I've asked you before. Do you like to gamble?
No. I like money too much to gamble. But I like sports prop bets. I like doing that. So
like
I would
first
do that.
guy to score a touchdown or the first down.
Or who's going to win the World Series, stuff like that.
Yeah, cool.
Plus, you go to those places and the sports, the setting there is really nice.
Is it
Couches
nice?
galore, flat
been there?
screen. I mean, I haven't been there, but when you go to a casino and you go to the sports area, they always keep it nice and dialed up.
I've never been. I've been to Vegas, but I've never been to any like local northeastern.
It's not that far away.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
Cherokee thing. Yeah, that's true.
Because Dickey Broadcasting does events there.
Yeah.
I know, but well, first of all,
can they give me a room for a team?
Well, in fact, one of the things, as you may know, I went to see my grandkids and my favorite ex-wife, the one who did love me, and her husband and my.
How we start the year off?
No.
No complaints.
I want to. No. I'm praising. I'm giving praise. It's a whole positive thing. I'm praising. A woman that I will still kill for if I needed
a Freudian slip there.
No. And one of the things, one of the prize gifts for Christmas that my grandson Brady got was a poker set.
Oh boy!
And a couple of decks of cards, and then and the real chips, like the Vegas chips that are heavy and real good look. I mean, and he is a gambler. He's just turned 13.
Oh boy!
And his father, Dan, my son-in-law, is also, he's not a gambler. He's a lawyer, and he's a, respectable guy. But he loved, they play cards. They play Texas Hold'em, or Texas Hold'em, I guess it is. And so, in fact, I did some video with them.
You play Texas Fold'em.
Yeah, I play. I'm the folder. If they say, if you don't know who the sucker is to the table, it's you. Well, it's me. I'm a terrible gambler, and I played with them, and I lost everything. And I held my 13-year-old grandson. No, you can't double. No, I'll call in. Oh crap! I only got a pair of twos. It's just I'm terrible. Anyway, but he carries it. It's a beautiful metal case. Has all the chips and the decks and stuff. And it's like probably a foot and a half long and 10 inches. It's a carry case thing. And he carries it everywhere. Yeah, they had a dentist appointment. He and Molly both went to the. He took it with him to the dentist just to have it in his lap in case there was. It's unbelievable. Anyway, Cherokee's thing. I would not go there only because I don't know what I'm doing and I know I'm going to lose.
Well, blackjack's pretty easy. Come on, blackjack.
Well, yeah,
roulette.
Okay. I mean, if I had some hot chick with me and wanted to go gamble for a couple, I'd do it. That'd be fun, But for me to drive up there by myself and lose a couple $100 and drive home is pretty stupid. We should go up there. We'll do it on a weekend day.
We should do a boys' night out one weekend. Just go up there.
I like it. I flounder you in. Are you a gambler?
Not really, but I'll play. I'm like when I go to Vegas, I'll hit the slot machines a couple times, but I don't
slot machines.
I'll play maybe a round of blackjack, but I'm not a big gambler.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Not good with numbers.
that would have a lot to do with it.
A lot.
Yeah. 3:08, by the way, on the clock. Kim, Pete, and Flounder. Our number, we love phone calls. What did you do for the holiday? Did you have a good Christmas or New Year's or whatever holiday doesn't offend you? And stories to tell or maybe something.
Interesting stories.
And something of interest and amusement, perhaps. Our number is 404-741-1230, 741-1230.
They say what you're doing at the stroke of midnight is what you're going to be doing the rest of the year, and I hope that is not true.
Well, were you throwing up again, were you? Or
about 2 minutes before the ball dropped, I always like to watch it come down on Times Square because I went there in 94. It was a party all night. I had a great time. The University of Maryland female equestrian team.
Oh, my.
We drank rather heavily in a little bar. But anyway, it's lovely. So I want to see the ball drop. That's my tradition. I'm going to watch it every year. And I'm watching. I go to ABC's Rockin' New Year's Eve with that
Dick Clark,
Dunwoody dipstick Ryan Seacrest, who hung out at Perimeter Mall at the Orange Julius.
Oh boy!
Of course, we all did.
Yeah.
And he's there doing it. And why Dick Clark's name's still on there? He's been in the ground for 20 years. That's ridiculous. Yeah. They had Paul Anka, some stiff up there singing something right before the ball dropped. It's like this guy can't even sing anymore.
Oh boy!
So anyway, they're doing the ball drop. They're counting down. Oh, this is great. This is wonderful. And what do they always show when the ball hits the bottom? When it strikes midnight, what does everybody do?
If you're with kiss somebody,
that's right.
Throw kisses, and you kiss the person you're with. The stroke of midnight, and
there's a million people there.
Women, and
there's a million people there.
All those men with their wives and their guys with their girlfriends. And all you can see is couples of men and women smooching together and showing all the men and women kissing each other. The man kissing the girl kissing the man. I guess that's probably the end of the story. That's what they showed is all boys and girls kissing.
That's what used to be in America. Well, but ABC had an agenda. And the agenda was to show not just a gay couple, two guys, but an interracial gay couple. And they were playing tonsil hockey. And it went on and on.
Guys or girls?
Guys.
Oh, come on. If you do the girls, we could get used to it if you show the girls doing it. I mean, seriously.
But it went on for several seconds. And of all the people, they chose them. And they weren't around a bunch of people. They were like by themselves. I don't know how they found a spot by themselves at Times Square, because you're shoulder to shoulder with people. They set it up that way. So then they cut away to another couple. Guess what the other couple was?
The man and the woman were oh my God, what?
Interracial heterosexual couple. So both were interracial. So you had to have that.
Well, you got to have the black
If you
guy.
date within your own race these days, you're a bigot and a racist.
You know what I'm seeing more of? I'll tell you this. I'm seeing more of the interracial couple in ads where it's the white guy and the black chick.
Yeah, you notice that because they're catching flack.
That's the new turnaround.
They're catching flack.
That's right.
Because basically, if you're a black woman or white man, they don't think you exist anymore at Madison Avenue.
That's right. Yeah.
Or in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Every show. I watched it was a Batman cartoon, a new Batman cartoon on Amazon, I think, or Netflix. And it was, the usual stars doing it, and it's a Christmas Batman special. And in the cartoon, they had an interracial couple. Which I got no problem with. But my question is, I don't care that they're doing it. I want to know why they're doing it, because that's not reality right now. It's
force-fed. I mean, if you're trying to make something legitimate or make something a new category or make something a section of the pie.
No, you're trying to show that's reality, that's the norm. It may be one day, but it's not right now. So why are they doing it is my question.
Well, it's this business with momentum. And again, I'm telling you, it's the cell phone and social media. And you get swept up in this stuff where all of a sudden youngsters saying, "Oh, isn't that so nice?" And "Oh, this is so wonderful." Well, we were all liberals when we were young. Your parents say, "Well, no, you treat everybody the same." "Oh, okay, I'm sorry, this guy doesn't have any lunch money. I'll be happy to help him out, mommy." Stuff like that. Instead of saying, "Well, if you had a job, you get your own money." You know what I mean? So we're all liberal when we're young because we're told to share and be nice to your sister, and everybody gets a share of the piece.
And we're stupid.
Don't be greedy, stuff like that. Well, but now it's worse and worse because it's all on everything you got on your stinking phone is how you're supposed to behave with the new morality. Oh my God! Almost 3:13. Give repeat 5. We haven't even talked about that. We got news. We got this Harvard girl. Speaking of racism, here we go again. I mean, it's unbelievable. We got so many. So we'll talk about the bowl games. A trick with a Christmas dad in Auburn. I got to talk about my trip to. What would you say is an average temperature to set in if you're driving in a car in wintertime? Cold, 29 degrees outside, snow in the car. What temperature would you put your heating in your car driving along in a place like
70?
Okay. Flounder, where would you keep to keep warmth in your car?
Warm?
Yeah.
I'd probably do between 70 and 75.
Yeah, okay, something like that. Okay. Well, coming back, you'll find out what happens with the Peterson household at 3:13 with a Kipper Pete and
Scandinavians.
Oh, you're not going to believe it. My God.
We also have a few phone calls.
And phone calls. I love phone calls. Coming up next. Your phone calls are next. Look out.
Monday through Saturday, we're right. But on Sunday, we turn left.
NASCAR, if the track is clear, they will let them finish. We are still green.
Boy, here they come. Now, this is where it gets interesting. We've seen a lot of passes.
Brings them to the flag. Checkered flag waving. It's over. The taste of long-awaited victory will be his. Checkered flag.
Your home of NASCAR is Extra 106.3.
Horizon Background Screening is a fully licensed and insured private investigations firm that focuses on litigation support for law firms, criminal defense cases, and background investigations. We are also FCRA compliant and process pre-employment background checks, tenant screening, and background checks for volunteer organizations. Whether your business is a law firm needing anything from scene investigations to witness interviews, or a company that requires pre-employment background checks, we have the experience you need. Visit horizonscreening.com to learn more. That's horizonscreening.com.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3, Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station.
Let's go to DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. DEI is on the ropes. companies, evil corporations, schools, businesses all over the place are bailing on DEI efforts, and DEI officers are looking for new positions and new jobs. This is wonderful news. Wonderful news for people who believe in themselves as individuals, not so great as people who embrace their group identity instead of their individual worth. Bye-bye, DEI.
Sports weighs in with commentary every day and is live with the Morning Extra on Tuesdays. Atlanta Talk Radio legends are only on Extra 106.3.
It's January 2nd, and this is your Fox Daily Snapshot. It's National Personal Trainer Day, and for many of us, we'll be making our resolutions for the new year. The most common, exercise more or lose weight. So if you plan to hit the gym, make sure to use the hashtag Personal Trainer Awareness Day on your social media account. Also on this date, Georgia became the fourth state to ratify the U.S. Constitution in 1788. President Richard Nixon imposed a speed limit of 55 on the nation's highways in 1974. It was a response to the spike in oil prices as well as supply disruptions in 1973. The musical Annie put on its final performance in 1983 after nearly 6 years and more than 2,300 performances. If it's your birthday today, you share it with legendary science fiction writer Isaac Asimov, born in 1920, and Beverly Hills 90210 star actress Gabrielle Carteris, born in 1961. I'm Tushar Saxena, and that's your Fox Daily Snapshot.
Now, why did he say that what year they were born and just tell their freaking age? Yeah, make you figure it out. That guy just before me. Idiot. Why do they do that?
Okay, it's a new year.
I'm sorry.
New complaint, remember.
Hang me. Hang me.
This is not his best song.
Well, he was a goofball.
King of the Road.
King of the Road. Well, there you go.
He's a good songwriter.
Yeah, and
great one.
The one about cigarettes and something.
Winchester Cathedral, was that him?
No, I don't.
That wasn't him?
Anyway, Roger Miller here, and on this day, 1936, Roger Miller was born. Guitar player, TV star, had the number 4 single in Britain and America. Actually, I beg your pardon, it was, no, I don't believe this. It says here, in 1965, he had the British number 1 hit, which was number 4 in America, King of the Road. That can't be right.
King of the Road.
Had to be number 1 in America, too. How could it be number 1 in Britain and number 4 in America?
You know who does a great remake of that song? No. You'll never get. R.E.M.
King of the Road?
Does
really?
a King of the Road and kicks butt.
Roger Miller won 4 Grammys, including Best Country Western Album. He died of lung cancer in 1991. He was only 58. The Scottish duo The Proclaimers had their number 9 hit with their version of King of the Road. Doesn't mention.
I don't remember that
one. Anyway, so there we go. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 318. I'll go right to your phone call here in a second. What the heck was I going to just do something else?
The temperature in the car.
Okay. Well, let's do the phone call first because it's kind of. I got a couple of weird stories about that. This is. I wrote it down. No, I can't find
Martin.
it. Son of a. I wrote it down and now I can't. Here it is. Martin. Martin's on the radio. Hey, Martin, you're on with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, man. How's it going? What's up? Yes, sir. I don't know. I didn't watch it. Why would? Yeah. 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 Yeah, the swamp is still there. And by the way, she's still there at Harvard. She's going to be a professor. She's not doing it. She just lost her title, but she's still there. Nothing changed. And she'll still be warping your minds. Hey, did you have a good New Year's? Did you do anything special? Or? Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't go out on amateur night anymore either. All right, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Yes, sir. Thank you. You're very kind, my friend. I appreciate it. Martin on the phone with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 320. And on this day, I was going to do a little birthday history.
Tell your story.
Okay. All right. First of all, as you know, I'm on blood thinners. I had a heart attack, had cancer, stuff like that. So I'm taking blood thinner. Are you on blood thinners?
No.
You probably don't. If you've been on high blood pressure or something like that, maybe. Yeah, probably take blood pressure. But anyway, I've since my heart attack, and I had a couple of heart surgery stent things, so I'm taking blood thinners. So as a peek at a test, I can, I get wounded. If I hit myself on the arm, it'll turn purple instantly, and if I have a little nick, it'll start bleeding. I mean, my skin is very thin. So my blood is very thin. My skin is very thin. Okay. I go to Colorado. It's 27 degrees and snow. It's snowing. It's snow like a son of a bitch the day after Christmas night and the day after Christmas. Woke up Christmas day after Christmas, a foot of snow on the ground. Wow. It was beautiful. Anyway, okay. So I'm shivering in the house. Shivering in the house. And Sarah says, "Is everything okay?" I've got a sweater on. I brought like a cover up, like I'm wearing now, to wear around the house. And finally, I was lying to her the whole time. She told me some time ago, after she had her second baby, for some reason she always felt a little hotter than normal in places. Of course, they've been living in Colorado for a long time, so their blood is thick, Colorado blood. Okay, so we get in the car to go somewhere, and I'm in the back seat because Dan and she are in the front, and I'm with the kids in the back. There's a back seat heater. I adjust the back seat heater to 76 degrees. I put it up to 76. And all of a sudden, I hear from the back, Brady going, "Oh my God, what's going on with there's a furnace back here? There's a furnace back here.
Burning us alive."
And Sarah's driving, and Dan's doing stuff in the front seat, And so Sarah's driving. She says, "Oh," and she looks at the gauge and says, "Oh, yeah, you can't put it in the 70s. Oh my God, you can't do that." And her level to set the heating level in their cars driving in the snow is 65.
65.
I'm freezing. Oh my God. 65.
Talk about a ball drop.
I mean, that's my air conditioning. I keep it 69 and this is in the snow. Oh my, I'm just, quaking like.
What are you, Eskimos?
Oh my God. Anyway, by the way, do I have any more phone calls? I still talk for a second. She told me about a very touching and very strange game that some friends have come up with to commemorate a tragedy with a happy smile. And apparently it's become a regional thing. Here's the story. Sarah has friends who their child was born like 20 years ago, and they said this baby's not going to live. He may make a month or two. This baby will not survive. Well, not only did the baby survive, the baby grew up to be an athlete, a star athlete. I think he played for a scholarship athlete for the University of Colorado. And I think he went on to maybe admitted to law school or something was happening. He was like 20, 21 years old. And he still had some heart issues. He still had things, he had to have things taken care of him because he obviously was not, full. But he had somehow developed into a really successful, powerful, athletic fellow. And he was also a duck hunter. He loved to go duck hunting. He was duck hunting all the time. And he was very fond to go duck hunting in his orange Jeep. And so he had talked to his parents, and he was on the way. He was going duck hunting, and it was in the car. He went duck hunting, and he got back in his car and dropped dead of a heart attack right there. And his family obviously was, thrilled that they had him as long as they did. I forgot whether he was 20 or 21 or whatever it was, and had a great happy life. But it was such a tragedy that they started a little game whenever they would see another orange Jeep. They would they bought a little toy store some little tiny like 2-inch rubber duckies, little playtime rubber duckies you put in your bathtub for babies and stuff. They're like 2 inches, little bouncing little rubber duckies. And whenever they would see an orange Jeep, they would yell, "Duck, duck, Jeep." And they would take a little plastic ducky and put it somewhere on that Jeep, on the hood or on the rear view mirror or side view mirror or someplace on the bumper. They would put a little duck on the Jeep, and the word started to spread. And now you'll see, if you're driving in Denver and some parts of Colorado, if you see somebody walk up to an orange Jeep and put something on the Jeep, it's probably a little plastic duck. And the game is called Duck, Duck, Jeep. And if there's an orange Jeep and you're part, and my kids, I'm not making this up, they have in their cars a plastic bag of about 20 little plastic ducks. And whenever they see an orange Jeep, they say, duck, duck, Jeep, and go put a plastic duck on the Jeep.
How do you win?
There's no winning, sir. It's just a little commemorative thing to bring to so the family, when they see an orange Jeep, they smile thinking about the tribute they're paying just as a memory and a happiness thing, and now the whole freaking community's doing it.
Sounds socialist to me. There's no winners or losers.
But I thought, what a sweet little thing. And I was there with the plastic. In fact, we saw one, and I said, oh, God, and we were going to pull it. I said, oh, pull him over. We were driving, and there was the one next to us. And I said to Sarah, I tell him to stop. I'll just tell him to stop, and I'll give him a duck to see if he's in on the thing. Anyway, we didn't do it because he was driving. But it was. I just thought it was so sweet, and it's now a thing. And it's apparently a growing thing that people, if you have an orange Jeep, the chances are someone's putting a duck on it.
I think I've seen one orange Jeep in my life.
Well, I guess they're pretty big in Colorado because orange is the Denver Broncos. That's
orange,
true. So I think that's probably why it was. Anyway, 3:26 already. Holy cow!
Orange Crush is what they called their defense.
That's right. Yeah. Many of those back in the 70s.
70s, I think. Yeah,
a long time ago. Let's see. By the way, was it Scott who fixed my? I got a new iPhone. Was that Scott doing it? Scott, yes, I can't thank him enough, man. I won't dwell on this now, but one of the things, I have a New Year's resolution.
Well, yeah? What is it?
Well, to get my shinola together. And part of getting my shinola together is what I just bought on Friday after I came back from Colorado. I went to the AT&T store and ordered and it was delivered this morning on the way to work. I left the driveway and there's this package, so I brought it in as my new iPhone. It's the i14, not the 15, because the guy said the 15 you have to change all the wires and all the accessories and all that kind of stuff.
You have to wait for phones now?
He did. They ran out. They didn't have any in the store.
It's Christmas.
Yeah. So he said, but they got it there from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday's a holiday. And of course, got it there. Or no, Monday wasn't. Yeah, Monday. It was Monday.
Yeah, Monday's a holiday. Yeah. Yesterday was a holiday.
Yeah. So anyway, so that was cool. And Scott worked on it for like 45 minutes, putting all my stuff in there, so I don't have to go back to the AT&T store, but I might because my hearing aid things now aren't working, and it's just, it's one freaking nightmare after another with these people. And so Flounder and Scott come and say, oh, by the way, you're going to need this new cord. So what are you talking about? The guy said I didn't have to change cords because I didn't get the i15, which I really don't need for my purposes. What do I use a phone for?
He lied.
And he lied. So thank God they had one or bought one or something. I'm thinking, geez, but I mean, this is unbelievable. They just nail you every possible freaking chance they get. And now I've got to go back to the AT&T store because my hearing aid thing is not, my ear rockets are not plugged in apparently. So now I don't. And oh, by the way, and that's the other thing, getting my shinola together. I also made an ear doctor appointment to go take these stupid things and fix them or whatever the hell because their sound is quality. This one's a bunch of off like that. And so I made an appointment. Well, the earliest we can get you is on January 11th. Oh, really? Another couple of, and then I got a call this morning. Well, make that the 19th. The 19th, you tell me. Wow, that's great. Let me go ahead and just suffer along every minute of every day until the 19th. How about that?
Let me just nip this in the bud right now and try and change the subject. You gave us your resolution.
Oh, my resolution.
What's your prediction for this year?
My prediction, I think there's going to be a UFO breakthrough.
You son of a bitch.
What?
That's my prediction. That the aliens are going to show up this year.
I predicted you were going to call me a son of a bitch in the new year, and by God, you've already done it.
Seriously, that was my prediction, that the aliens are going to show up this year.
4 more days to go.
I cannot believe you just stole my prediction.
Then it must happen. There's got to be. Flounder, do you have a prediction?
What's your prediction, Flounder?
Oh, something will happen this year.
My prediction is I think there's going to be more information on the Georgia 2020 election. I think there's going to be more irregularities that are going to come out.
Oh, yeah, it's coming out right and left.
So I think that's going to be something big, especially with Georgia in the 2024 election.
Last week, I dropped by the Trump Cafe up there, the conservative cafe up there in Mineral Bluff, I think is where it is, off Highway 5 or whatever. And John Tatum, the owner, I talked to him a bit, and he came up to when I was eating my breakfast burrito and started telling me about stuff that I didn't know about. This Raffensperger's been caught doing this and that. And I said, well, we'll try and talk about it on the show because this stuff is coming out.
Yeah, but it's still so nebulous. It's hard to. I want to nail. I want to say these votes change from here to here. You know what I mean? I want facts. I want to get something specific.
Well, that's why they do these computers. None of us know how they work.
I know, that's right. Well, it's like the swamp. You can't get into it because you're not part of it. Anyway,
so that's your prediction. That's
Yes,
your prediction.
yes.
All right, there you are.
You got a resolution.
My resolution is to get off social media a little bit.
For you, that's probably a great idea because you do it. I mean, your age group has to do it.
One, it's part of my job.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, there's times like on the weekend and stuff where I'm just sitting there, even at dinner, like the other night with New Year's with Veronica and my dad, we were talking and stuff, and I just had my phone in my hand.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, that's not.
That's a great resolution. What about you? Resolution?
To be better, to stay humble, and to be better health-wise.
Yeah, that's my Shinola together. I got to get I'm doing my ear. I've got my phone. I'm doing my ears, and I got to get my eyes done, and then I got to get the house done.
What about your face? You gonna do something like that?
There's nothing wrong with it. Neck up, it's over.
Well, just remember this: 2 years ago, when we were sitting in my apartment at the podcast, and now we're here.
That's right. We're on the radio.
Last year at this time,
that's right.
We're sitting around looking at each other in your apartment.
And by the way, my phone only cost me an extra $9 a month, which happened to be the exact amount of the raise I got to sign the new contract. A free phone. I got a free phone after all. $331 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. God, what a country.
All-new Extra 106.3 app is loaded with conservative voices you want, including anytime replays of The Morning Extra and The Kimmer Show. Plus, you have unlimited free access to Extra's live stream, so you can hear Atlanta's only conservative news talk station no matter where you are. Download the all-new Extra 106.3 app now for Apple or Android and start streaming Atlanta news and talk the right way.
Blue-collar business owners, listen up. It's time to revolutionize your hiring process with the Blue Collar Recruiter. Finding the right talent for your blue-collar needs just got easier. We specialize in connecting you with skilled and dedicated workers so you can focus on growing your business. So say goodbye to recruitment headaches. Let the Blue Collar Recruiter save you time, effort, and deliver top-notch talent directly to your doorstep. Invest in your team's success with the Blue Collar Recruiter. Visit thebluecollarrecruiter.com or call 678-916-6145.
Neil Bortz is live every day on Extra 106.3. And if you missed the legend, you missed this.
Have you ever heard these memes from the leftist media? Let's see. Every night, 25% of children in America go to bed hungry. Let me tell you how they got that statistic. They did a poll. One of the questions was, does your child ever complain about being hungry? Come on, parents. Which one of you has never heard your child say, Mommy, I'm hungry? That's all you need to be counted as one of the 25% of children who go to bed hungry every night.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Securing America.
As 2023 came to a close, the U.S.-Mexican border hit a migrant encounter watermark with a record-shattering 302,000 encounters along the southern border. In the month of December alone, Customs and Border Patrol saying that since the new fiscal year began October 1st, there have been more than 785,000 migrant encounters. Also, a record.
That is such an astronomically high number that it overwhelms the Border Patrol. And so the smugglers and the cartels, they know this. They're coaching individuals how to get across that border, how to alter passports if they need to so that they can be released into the country. Very concerning from both a public safety and a national security concern.
Chad Wolf, former acting U.S. Deputy Secretary of Homeland Security on Fox and Friends, calling for immediate policy changes as the Biden administration insists that the U.S.-Mexican border is closed. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
The Morning Extra with Todd Rhino and Los.
You get the distinct impression that there is the establishment Republicans that are here, that are doing their thing, and that whatever just ushers this process along. Nothing to see here. Let's just keep it moving. Hey, we got our governor. Yeah. That's what we're able to line out. wait a minute. But if you actually do a forensic audit, now you actually find what's really going on and what's going wrong. But
they don't want that.
No, because you've staked your entire process as being fair, clean, everything else.
The most secure in history. Right. I mean, that's a bold statement, knowing that that's not the case.
The Morning Extra, now every morning from 6 to 10 a.m., only on Extra 106.3.
3:35, look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. How you doing? With Pete Davis and Flounder on 106.3, and it's the 2nd of January already. That's right, 3:35. Here's the number, 404-741-1230. 741-1230. In 2008, 3.5 million record sales. To promote the group's latest album, Black Ice, Columbia created Rock Again AC/DC stores, as well as Black Ice trucks, which were dispatched on the streets of New York and Los Angeles, playing AC/DC music loud and making various stops each day to sell their merchandise. Jeez, that's kind of would they have to do that to sell AC/DC stuff? I guess just promotion, whatever. Quick birthday of note here, Tia Carrera, the hot actress. I think she was a Bond girl, maybe. She's in a lot of those
She was in what was the Mike Myers and Dana Carvey.
Oh, yeah, the brother.
The brothers. What they called them? What was the name of that damn movie? Well, they did
from Canada. Yeah,
they did the Queen. No, not from Canada. That's the McKenzie brothers. You're the guy Wayne.
Oh, Wayne's World.
Wayne's World.
Yeah, there you go. Tia Carrera, 57 years old today. And boy, that's a long way around there, wasn't it?
Sure did.
What a silly show, but it was funny.
It was funny. The first one was funny.
Wayne and Garth.
Yeah, Wayne and Garth.
They when they sang the Queen song in the car.
That's what made Bohemian Rhapsody a hit again with my generation.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely right.
Drunk guy in the back is about to throw up the whole time.
That was me.
On this day in history, 1872, the leader of the Mormon Church, Brigham Young, was arrested in 1872.
The greatest name
Brigham
of all
Young,
time.
baby. Brigham Young.
Brigham Young
was arrested for having too many wives. The 71-year-old glutton for punishment had 25 of them. Dear Lord, 1872. By the way, I keep seeing these promos for Sister Wives. Have you ever seen that show?
Yeah.
Flounder, have you ever seen that? Yeah. What is it? Is it a polygamy thing?
Yeah, it's polygamy. It's a guy and has several wives.
Is it legal? I mean, and they all seem pretty happy about it. We got another wonderful wife. And they're all really unattractive. Is that true, or is that mean to me?
That's mean.
Is it mean? Every promo I've seen, I mean, they're just not attractive women in any way. I mean, they seem like nice girls, I guess. But don't you have to be a little screwed up in the head to want to share your husband with a bunch of other women? And you get the sex night one night a week, and then the other, that they're doing the night after and stuff.
Go back and read your Old Testament. They all had lots of wives.
Well, there you are. Well, we should go back to that. Yeah, that's what I need. Another wife.
Swatoon wants to talk to you.
Swatoon. Oh, my God. Then we got actual newsy stuff. In fact, you're going to hear Dave Chappelle here in a minute, and the Harvard president girl's gone. Hey, Swatoon, you're on the radio, man. Happy New Year. What's going on? Well, maybe that's true. Yeah, predictions, yeah. Yeah, in fact, you're going to hear Tucker Carlson talking about that very issue here in a few minutes, and I wouldn't be surprised the way this country's going. They're trying to do anything. They're going to the courts to try to keep him off the ballot. How can a party that demands ethics in a democracy try to keep you from being voting on in a democracy? I mean, it's unbelievable. Yeah, I know it. Yeah. Yugoslavia. Wow. And again, Swatoom is an example of the perfect example of an immigrant to America who wants to be here for the right reasons, becomes an American, adapts our culture and our values, and passes them along to his family. That's what the system was supposed to be, and that's you're a good example of it. And I wish all those 6 million people who came, 300,000 people came in last month illegally. 300,000 in 1 month. Yeah, there you go.
A trade. A trade. I like that.
A giant trade. There you go. That's right, too. Have a great day and Happy New Year, my friends. Good to talk to you. Thanks. 341. By the way, with my new phone, again, it's a new phone, and I'm really kind of thrilled about it. But I actually, I was mentioning my New Year's resolution is to get my Shinola together, including to be dragged one step at a time. And I'll have you know, on the plane, what's the matter? You all right?
Yeah.
You're tapping a thing there. Is that a bad
I was just
thing?
scratching.
Oh, okay.
Can I scratch?
I thought you were signaling as though you're going to throw up or you need something to eat.
Scratching my belly. Doing a little Winnie the Pooh over here.
On the plane, flying out to see my children and grandchildren, I actually used my phone into their little app on the back of the thing and watched a movie. I got the headphones and I watched Tom Cruise Maverick, Top Gun Maverick on the plane.
On a little screen.
No, on the screen, and actually I enjoyed the crap out of it. And by the you can fast forward, you can go to any movie you want or series.
Really?
Well, again, I've never done this. This is a new.
Right, so what we need to do on there is we need to put Netflix and Hulu, and you'll be able to start watching some of the shows that Pete and I watch
on his iPad.
I need to put it on my iPad.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. iPad.
Yeah. And that may also be linked. Would that be linked with my new phone now? Because I did that. In fact, when I got the phone this morning,
yeah, because normally what happens is if you download an app on your phone, it'll eventually. I think it'll sync to your iPad.
What I did, I took my iPad and the new phone together, my old phone and the new phone together, and I think it did link.
They sync together.
Didn't they offer you a service of some kind? Because don't you get like Disney Plus with some of these deals now, and Netflix for a year or whatever?
I'm not sure. I think with AT&T you get HBO Max.
I know I get HBO. Ask me about that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to see them tomorrow. I want my Max.
Let's play the Dave Chappelle stuff.
342. Dave Chappelle, and we'll talk about the Harvard girl later. She's still there. Boring. Nothing's changing. Dave Chappelle. And by the way, here's the headline. This is how they treat Dave Chappelle. Again, it was he's hardly a Trump conservative, okay, no. Dave Chappelle. Here's the headline. Dave Chappelle is back making unfunny anti-trans jokes in his new Netflix special, The Dreamer. Dave's talking about meeting, he talks about meeting Jim Carrey, method actor, Man on the Moon, 1999, about Andy Kaufman. And then Dave Chappelle goes into talking about, this guy says Dave's been telling trans jokes since at least 2017, and he sparked backlash for his desperate and hacky trans jokes, resulting in employee walkouts. They hate Dave Chappelle in the leftist media all of a sudden.
Well, so suddenly you can't make trans jokes anymore. We can make fun of everybody except the trans people because they're special.
And he's a leftist, a liberal, and a Hollywood actor, celebrity superstar, and they're coming after him because of the freaking tranny issue. How is it possible that the issue of trannies is so big that they're going to go after a guy like Dave Chappelle? It's probably one of the most harmless people on the face of the earth. He's not going to change our culture by making jokes. Anyway, here's old Dave Chappelle talking about the story in Jim Carrey and how he met him and had to be careful talking to him.
And the only thing that got me out of that space was a comedian friend of mine, the late, great Norm Macdonald. That's right. Shout out to Norm. And what Norm did, which I'll never forget, is he knew that I was the biggest Jim Carrey fan in the world. Now, I'm not going to go all into it, but Jim Carrey is talented in a way that you can't practice or rehearse. What a God-given talent. I was fascinated with him. And Norm knew that. And he called me up and he goes, Dave, he says, I'm doing a movie with Jim Carrey. Do you want to meet him? And I said, yes, I do. And it was the first time I could remember since my father died being excited. And the movie was called Man on the Moon. I didn't know any of this. And in this movie, Jim Carrey was playing another comedian I admired, the late, great Andy Kaufman. Yes, and Jim Carrey was so immersed in that role that from the moment he woke up to the time he went to bed at night, he would live his life as Andy Kaufman. I didn't know that. When they said cut, this was still Andy Kaufman. So much so that everybody on the crew called him Andy. I didn't know any of that. I just went there to meet him, and when he walked into the room where we were supposed to meet, I screamed, Jim Carrey! And everyone said, no! Call him Andy. And I didn't understand. And then he came over and he was acting weird. I didn't know he was acting like Andy Kaufman. Just like, hey, how you doing? And I was like, hello. Andy? Now, in hindsight, how lucky am I that I got to see one of the greatest artists of my time immersed in one of his most challenging processes ever. I'm very lucky to have seen that. But as it was happening, I was very disappointed. Because I wanted to meet Jim Carrey, and I had to pretend this was Andy Kaufman all afternoon. And he was clearly Jim Carrey. I could look at him and I could see he was Jim Carrey. Anyway, I say all that to say, that's how trans people make me feel.
Kaboom. I mean, and then, by the way, we were a little late for the break here, but just quickly, he said, I ain't doing trans jokes no more. You know what I'm going to do tonight? Tonight, I'm going to do all handicap jokes. You're not as organized as the gays, and I love punching down. There's probably a handicap in the back, because that's where they make them sit. And then he goes on to, he was going to make fun of Republican Congressman Cawthorn, who uses a wheelchair, and he says, I skipped away from that one about claims that he was invited to an orgy. Who the hell invites a paraplegic to an orgy? I mean, he just... Anyway, Dave Chappelle with his version of how this has all affected him. This tranny issue, man, is crazy. 347 with the Kimmer Pete and Fallout there.
Extra 106.3 has your afternoons covered with an Atlanta legend. The Kimmer Show, every afternoon from 3 to 6.
Anybody who's, is calling on the FBI and that Chrissy Ray, you dirty, stinking, freaking coward, you freaking liar. You dirty, stinking liar, FBI director. How about that? Yeah, put me on your freaking watch list. Dirty, stinking liar. You were behind all this cover-up. You're behind the January 6th cover-up. You're behind the January 6th hidden secret agents for the FBI behind all of it.
Allegedly.
Allegedly my ass.
The Kimmer Show is back every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Hi, Atlanta Safe House. Yes, I'd like to be locked up and guarded. Well, I was a little feeling strongly about the issue of the duplicity of the formerly highly regarded federal Gestapo investigation. But anyway, when you're worried about your safety, get over to Atlanta Safe House. In fact, sometimes in the news, there was a case this morning about a gunshot involving an unsafe gun that was not taken care of properly. Especially if you are a new gun owner, or sorry, my voice went there, or maybe your wife or your husband is a little nervous about having a gun in your possession and so forth. At Atlanta Safe House, they not only have the big gun safes, I've bought 2 of those babies, and they will bolt them into your concrete floor in your garage or your basement or game room or anywhere you want them, but they also have pistol safes. In fact, go to their website, atlantasafehouse.com, and you can see what they have to offer you. These pistol safes are great. They're convenient. You can take them with you. They're very safe. Lock them up. Don't have to worry about accidents. Stuff like that. It's just the best way. But it's not just guns. Business safes. In fact, if I'd kept my medical records when I was retired down in Florida, the VA might be forking over a little something I thought I was entitled to, which they admit, but they don't have my medical records. Keep that stuff safe. Not only that, high security safes for cash or jewelry, things to go back to school with the kids, their medical records, your living will, your other, all that good stuff. Maybe your mementos from your first prom date or whatever. They They'll take care of all of it. And I'm not talking about that little plastic box with a little teeny key you get at the drugstore. That's not a safe. Protect your assets. They have all the top brands, Browning, Fort Knox, American Security. They got it all. And they have a showroom in Ackworth, too, Atlanta Safe House. Tell them the Kimmer sent you. They'll take care of you. And by the way, I'm not making this up. They can actually build you a family storm shelter. Check it out, atlantasafehouse.com.
Maybe you've already taken the steps to improve your health, maybe save your life, and you're using a CPAP to treat your sleep apnea. I've been using a CPAP for over 20 years. There is a source I trust for CPAP supplies, whatever you need in Alpharetta, CPAPs, etc. Robbie and Sharon at CPAPs, etc. have everything you need. And by the way, they'll ship nationwide. And of course, walk-ins welcome. Find out more at cpapsetc.com.
Media Minute with Howard Kurtz.
Boy, you take a few days off for New Year's and you miss so much news. Maine's Democratic Secretary of State, a pal of Joe Biden, knocking Donald Trump off the state's ballot following the lead of the Colorado Supreme Court. This is all being appealed. Nikki Haley, trying to put the slavery and Civil War conversation behind her, refuses to rule out that she would be Donald Trump's running mate, and says she would pardon him if he is convicted of any crime. Ron DeSantis hitting Nikki Haley for the way in which she has danced around these controversies. News stories begging, urging, saying that Chris Christie should drop out to make life easier for Haley, should do it before Iowa. Don't see that happening. And President Biden in the Virgin Islands, making no news at all. But everybody's entitled to a vacation. With your Media Minute, Howie Kurtz, Fox News.
Start your day with live and local conservative talk with Tug, Rhino, and Carlos Medina on the Morning Extra.
We need guns for a lot of reasons, and I got this from our planet. Lions are beasts,
ferocious.
man.
They have sharp claws and teeth and things.
They walk.
When is the last time you ran across a lion?
You don't, but I'm like, you know, if the people of Africa would have like guns, at least they wouldn't like have to worry about a lion going into their tent and ripping their baby out and eating it.
Wait, but I mean, for you specifically, I mean, you're probably not going to.
Oh no, it just justifies myself here to be able to own AR-15s. Let's be real. Yeah.
The Morning Extra, now every morning from 6 to 10 a.m. only on Extra 106.3.
Getting pretty wacky in that morning crew. I don't know. 352. How's it going? It's only me. It's only the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder with Green Day. And we're going to stop more on this guy, too. Oh, it's on this day in 2005. Green Day was at #1 British album chart with their 7th album, American Idiot. Went on to be nominated for 7 Grammys, won Best Rock Album of 2005, Green Day. And now, a little story on Green Day.
Who's been really irrelevant for the last, 5-10 years.
Well, I was going to say, I remember, my stepson was, 15 years ago or something was,
They've always been liberal C words, basically, is what they are.
This is the guy that when they overturned Roe v. Wade, I think they were in London, England somewhere, and he called it out where it's 100% illegal for an abortion.
Yeah. Well, Elon Musk is going to react to what this guy, Green Day frontman Billy Joe Armstrong, did on the Dick Clark New Year's Rockin' Eve on Sunday night. He sang the lyrics to the tune American Idiot, but he substituted some words. Do we have his actual... here's the guy. Here. Here's what happened Sunday night when he was singing this.
Well, maybe I'm the man. I'm running part of a MAGA agenda.
Yeah. He goes on from raging against the machine to milk-toastedly raging forward, according to Elon Musk, who took him to the woodshed after his comments. Writing on X, Musk accused the pop-punk band of straying from its roots. Used to rage against the machine to now being milk-toastedly raging for it. The band formed in California's East Bay in 1987, vocally critical of conservative politicians for a long time. In 2016... with an interview, this guy Armstrong compared Donald Trump to Hitler. He said, quote, here we go. He's talking about us. The worst problem I see about Trump is who his followers are. I actually feel bad for them because they're poor, working-class people who can't get a leg up. They're just pissed off, and he's preyed on their anger. He just said, you have no options. I'm the only one, and I'm going to take care of it myself. I mean, that's blanking Hitler, man. During a concert 2 years later, he told his French audience that blanking hate-filled Donald Trump. I hate him so much. I used to scream I hated George Bush. This one's a little different. This one's bad. This acid gone bad, man. Blanking LSD and the American right. Man, well, he's just...
$100 is he's on the Epstein list.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
Any moment.
I mean, just for God's sake.
He hates America. He's part of that generation that was taught to hate America, to hate his culture, hate his tradition, hate his skin, hate everything, and that's what he does. He hates everything.
And speaking of Elon Musk, Pete Davis, Elon Musk update, I believe. Something about money.
Oh, yeah, I do.
I think we tried to trick
I do have something here. I'm glad you brought that up.
There you are.
Okay, yeah, that's right. In fact, right here, I've got it right in front of me. In fact, I'll find it any minute
right there
now.
In front of him now.
Any second. I'm telling you. Here we go.
He's front and center.
Okay. After being ridiculed for purchasing Twitter for what, $50 billion or something he put to that?
No.
Elon Musk has now reclaimed the title of the world's richest person, and he's going to he ended 2023 with a net worth of what do you think? Give me a number.
Elon Musk ended the year net worth of $100 billion.
No, I'm going to go 247.
Not bad. 232.
Wow.
$232 billion. That's an increase of $95 billion from the year before.
And he spent $44 billion on Twitter.
How does he make his money? The Tesla's not that profitable.
SpaceX.
No, it's got to be investments.
He's making it with the SpaceX stuff?
I'm assuming the technology they create. Because they patent everything.
There's got to be more than that.
Well, somebody's paying him for whatever it is.
I mean, he's getting government grants, I'm sure.
I think it's investment. He's probably owns things we have no clue.
Well, he must have stocks and buy me. He must be in the market, don't you think?
By the way, they just it's a watch group that does this every year. Just put out a list of the Congress cats and their stock trading. It's absolutely amazing how on spot they are with their predictions and what they choose in their stock picks.
That their stocks always go up after they pick them?
There's one Democrat guy who I don't even know his name. His stocks went up 238%.
230.
It's far beyond everybody, even the other Congress cats, far beyond, like twice as much as anybody else. You got someone on the take.
That's Pelosi territory.
Yeah, that's Pelosi. She's still on the list too. They're all on. They're all made. They never lose money. They never lose money in their stock picks.
Yeah.
Why are they allowed to do stock picks while they're in Congress?
Well, in fact, didn't Trump try to stop that? And some Republicans are now trying to I think Marjorie Taylor Greene and some other Republicans are trying to block them from allowing if you're in Congress, you don't get to play the market.
That's the whole reason they stay in politics the whole time.
That's right. And it's not good enough to say, well, I have my guy do it for me. That's the same thing.
It's a trust. It's a trust. It's a blind trust. Bull crap.
Yeah. And by the way, I know this is wrong.
What?
I know this is wrong.
Oh, no.
But some son of a bitch in Michigan won my lottery money. $800 million.
We've already had the SOB used once in the show, so I don't think we can use it twice.
I can use it for the new year twice. I've done my whole quota for the rest of the year.
Well, a guy you can buy Michigan
one guy
for $800 million.
I guarantee he's from Somalia. Now, if you're an illegal immigrant, you can't do it, right?
Somalians are in Minnesota.
Oh, that's right, too. So, well, I'll bet they're,
Could be Arabic, because there's a lot of Arabs in
it's like
Michigan.
One state over, Yeah.
There's a big lake in between.
Hamtramck, Michigan is all Arab.
It's Arabic, yeah.
I mentioned the guy this morning when I was, I
don't think they like the term Arab.
No, they might not. It's possible.
What are you, Ray Stevens?
Ahab the Arab. I said, well, Pat Boone used to do a little Mexican thing with the
next time Swatoon calls, we'll have to ask him if he's ever heard Ahab the Arab and what he thinks about that.
He's
not Arabic.
He's Muslim.
He's Muslim, but he's not Arab. He's from the Balkans.
It's probably one of his favorite songs.
I doubt it.
Ahab the Arab. My God. Anyway, I got to thinking, really, wouldn't you love to just pay your bills, take care of your family, set up other trust accounts, whatever, and then just give it away? Find a way to make it really, really count.
Who just said they're going to give away their money? Jeff Bezos said he's going to give it all away to charity. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think that would be.
I do it individually, though. I see somebody having a bad time. I just come up to him and say, "Here, buddy, here's an envelope."
I would be doing like the John Beresford Tipton. I mean, here's the next millionaire.
You see a woman in a parking lot. She's got 3 or 4 kids, and she's struggling. And you're in the grocery store, and she's having trouble paying the bill.
You're retired.
It's like here. Not only am I going to pay your bill, but here.
Tell you what. Here's your house. You just bought your house.
Or you give him a card and say everything she buys from now on, she gets $200
or $1,000 a week. You can for the rest of your, as long as you have this card.
You can't eat that much.
4 o'clock with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Wishful thinking, but I lost. Happy New Year.
Morning Extra from 6 to 10 a.m. and The Kimmer Show from 3 to 6 p.m. Only on WFOM and W292EV Marietta. Extra 106.3 FM.
Ivy League shakeup. I'm Tom Graham, Fox News. Harvard University President Claudine Gay resigned today. She's facing growing accusations of plagiarism. Gay initially came under scrutiny following recent congressional testimony over reports of anti-Semitism on college campuses. Fox's Molly Line.
Gay faced backlash following her response to the October 7th Hamas terror attacks on Israel. And in December, she and 2 other university leaders testified before Congress about anti-Semitism on campus. During that controversial testimony, all 3 failed to say that calling for the genocide of Jews violated university policies.
So the answer is yes, that calling for the genocide of Jews violates Harvard Code of Conduct, correct?
It depends on the context.
Gay also faced growing allegations of plagiarism. Harvard's corporation, the school's governing body, initially unanimously supported President Gay and wrote that she would make several corrections to her work.
While stepping down as president, Gay will stay on as Harvard faculty. A deadly collision in Rochester, New York, being investigated as possible domestic terrorism. Investigators say Michael Avery filled his Ford SUV with gasoline canisters and rammed a couple in an Uber early on New Year's Day. It happened outside of a concert. Police Chief David Smith.
Avery made at least a half dozen purchases of gasoline in gas containers from different locations.
3 pedestrians also hit. Border agents report a record number of crossings for December of 2023. Now, many of those new arrivals being dispersed throughout the country. New York and Chicago have struggled to find resources for the massive surge in migrants being bussed in from Texas and elsewhere.
New York City itself is offering fully paid flights for migrants if they will leave the Big Apple. Over 19,000 migrants have taken the city up on that offer, and the top destinations are Illinois, elsewhere in New York, and back to Texas.
Fox's Madison Allworth in New York City. America is listening to Fox News.
As most Americans suffer financially, gold just hit an all-time high. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and this is why you need a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To find out more, text the word PROTECT to 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs. Secure your IRA or 401k right now. Text the word PROTECT to 989898 to request your free info kit right now.
Looking for top-notch personal protection? The Smith & Wesson Equalizer is here to level the playing field. Easy to rack slide, easy to control ergonomic grip. It's designed for you. With a 10, 13, and 15-round magazine included, size up for better control or size down for easier concealment. Don't miss out on the opportunity to upgrade your safety. Visit your local dealer now. To learn more about the Equalizer, visit smith-wesson.com. Smith & Wesson, empowering Americans. All capacity sizes may not be available in your jurisdiction. Be sure to check your local laws and regulations.
Was that on? I just checked my brand new phone.
Yeah, we're live.
It's 100% charged.
I want to tell him.
No sense in letting me know. I'd much rather do it this way. Way more exciting. 403, how's it going? It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete and Flounder on your Tuesday. Feels like a Monday, but it's Tuesday, the 2nd day of January already. So, anyway, if you want to join us, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. And this is Nick Carter, the Backstreet Boy, arrested on this day in 2002 in Tampa at a nightclub after he got involved in a fight. Nick Carter was arguing with a woman, and they asked him to leave, and he kept arguing with her, and then they arrested Nick Carter on this day in 2002 on a misdemeanor count of resisting a law officer without violence. So if you don't do what they say, they can give you a ticket. If you use your hands in some way, that's pretty worse off. Yes, sir? Yeah.
Do you hear about the bear walked into the bar?
I know I did not, Pete.
Sidled right up to the bar. Bartender comes over and goes, what do you have? And bear says, I'll have a whiskey and Coke.
And the bartender says,
let me get that for you. And you want to be the bartender?
I'll be the bartender. Bartender says, why the big pause?
Why the long pause?
Oh, the long pause.
Well, I was born with them, said the bear.
What a great joke.
Would have been better if it had joined.
It's like the three-legged dog walked into the bar and says, I'm looking for the man who shot my paw. Oh, sorry. I got an even worse one. I hear an even worse one. This racist
I'll tell
and everything.
No, don't do the racist one. How about the guy walks into a psychiatrist? Guy walks into a psychiatrist's office with the duck on his head. Psychiatrist says, "Can I help you?" And the duck says, "Yeah. Can you get this guy off my ass?" Guy comes home with a you can't tell a joke to save yourself.
Duck under his arm with his wife and
no, that's the pig.
The pig. This is the pig. I wasn't talking to you.
I was talking to
I knew it was in there somewhere. Oh Lordy. Anyway, 404-741-1230, 741-1230 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Oh, by the way, you didn't notice something.
What? New shoes? Are they new shoes or socks or pants? You're wearing khakis.
I'm wearing khaki slacks
you're wearing
for the
khakis.
first time. I haven't worn khaki slacks. Well, I haven't worn khaki slacks to work in 20 years.
It's a new year. Why?
I'm trying to think. It's been. I think I've been wearing jeans ever since I got my horse when I came back.
So you wait till it gets cold.
Yeah,
and then you put summer pants on.
Well, no, you know what it is? Actually, it's a bizarre story. When I've been trying to hit some golf balls on week. I didn't do it this week because it was too cold. But for a few, once in a while, I'll try to go hit a balls on a Saturday or Sunday. And to do that, I don't wear jeans to go hit balls at the driving range. So I have a pair of Dockers khaki slacks. And so I have them kind of over the back of a chair in my living area. And so if I'm wearing my sweatpants and I decide I want to go hit balls, I don't have to go running upstairs to go buy a pair of pants. And they're right there ready for me. So I just slip into them. And then I had them on yesterday to go do something. And I was taking them off. And I said, well, hell, I'll just wear these to work tomorrow instead of, because I was going to do laundry anyway.
They have these more casual golf pants now that are kind of... I don't want to say polyester, but it's a very thin and comfortable material, and they almost look like jeans or casual khakis. And I wear them all the time when I play golf, and they're super comfortable.
But I got to thinking, it was last year. It was only a couple of months ago where I started wearing shoes. I remember I bought my first pair of shoes. I swear to God, I wore boots. I got my horse, 12 years ago or whatever it was. And ever since then, and before that, when I ride my Harleys and stuff, I wore jeans and cowboy boots or motorcycle boots.
And all of a sudden,
it's time to grow up. And all of a sudden, now I'm wearing khakis and shoes.
You're employed now.
And I may keep wearing them. I kind of like
comfortable.
They're very comfortable. And I got to thinking, why the hell was I wearing jeans anyway? I mean, it's not like I need them. I'm not going
because it's cold.
Well, that's true. But that's the only other reason really is that they're heavier.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm wearing my khakis.
So when's the interesting part of the story start? You promised us an interesting part.
Well, then I will switch over to something involving something of interest.
Now for something completely different.
You'll really enjoy.
That trick never works.
Oh, mercy. I know. How about some... you know what? I want to do your Christmas story, and then we want to talk about... You're going to hear Tucker Carlson on his prediction about Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. Which we hope doesn't come true unless you're a screaming liberal. But first, a story about a trick, sort of a Christmas trick-or-treat.
Now, if you listen to this show, we like to make fun of Auburn from time to time. We live in Georgia.
And good humor.
Yeah, good humor.
Because they're certainly worth making
lovely people.
Wonderful people.
Our old friend Mindy Larkin went to Auburn.
We love Mindy.
So there's some nice people. There's like 4 of them.
Wonderful
that went to Auburn that are very nice people.
At least.
At least a dozen.
I'm going for it.
But this comes from, I'm not making this up.
No,
I'm not picking on Auburn.
No.
This literally came from the Auburn Sports page where people that are Tiger fans will write in things. Right. Well, this gentleman named Corey 4AU, Auburn University.
These are fans, Auburn fans.
These are fans, and he has Bob Ross as his photo, which is pretty funny, the painter, the dead painter.
Oh, yeah, they'll play a force with your
So they're writing in. They usually talk about the football or basketball team, whatever's going on sports-wise at Auburn.
Yeah.
But he decided to write in about Christmas, and here's what he wrote. I'll let you judge about whether he's a good father.
All right.
About 3:30 a.m., I fired a blank 12-gauge round inside of the house. That's how it starts. Prior to that, I put down 2 pints of fake blood on the hardwood floors and smeared it all around.
Oh, God.
I laid down a Santa Claus, he spelled Claus with an E on the end of it.
Yes, of course.
A Santa Claus jacket and hat in the blood, along with some white curly hair from a wig. The kids woke up in a panic and have been crying all morning. I even had a buddy of mine that is a deputy write over and take a report to really take this thing to the next level. I'll tell them it was a joke this evening when I give them their presents. They have been sobbing all morning with 0 presents. LMAO, laughing my blank off.
That's the most cruel, hideous, anti-life thing I've ever heard in my existence.
And to post it on the Auburn sports page as if that would be...
Oh, my God. That's the worst thing you could do to your children ever. They'll never forget that.
Traumatized.
Oh, dear God.
I hope it's fake.
Is he married? Got a wife? Was she in on this?
Doesn't mention the wife. Well, it's Lower Alabama. I don't know.
Oh, God. Oh, that's horrible.
I'm not picking on him. This is from their website.
Oh, my God. And fired the gun? Well, they're never going to get over that either.
In the house. In the house.
Holy cow. He's bragging. They're crying all day and all morning. And tonight he'll tell them.
It's funny.
And now, kids, guess what? It's Santa time. Yeah, that's going to...
You know what those kids are going to do when they grow up and get a gun?
Yeah.
They're going to take Dad out.
Oh, Lord. I mean, that's just horrible.
I think it's fake. It's got to be fake. No one would do that. Not even
I can't
Auburn.
imagine.
An LSU person, maybe.
Especially,
but
here's the other. It's got to be fake. It's got to be fake. Because as soon as he did it, and as soon as the kids came out and were shrieking and hysterical, you couldn't keep doing it unless you had no sense of decency at all.
I bet he made them clean it up, too.
Well, I mean, but seriously, if all of a sudden the kids come out and you see what they're doing and the reaction of bawling and hysterical and stuff and scared and God knows what, you couldn't keep doing it.
Rick the Painter wants to weigh in.
Rick the Painter, you're on the radio, man. What do you think? What's up?
Hey, Kimmer, brother, Happy New Year, man.
Thank you, sir. What's going on?
Hey, brother, just want to say I enjoyed you guys, from last year, the Georgia show. It's been great having you back. And I want to just let you know that I'm a loyal listener, and I have not missed 1 minute of your show this year. Not one thing.
Very funny. Either have I.
One more thing, Kimmer.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody needs to be real careful this weekend now because there's going to be a lot of people in Atlanta. You know why?
Why?
Because they live here.
Oh, hey, ho, hi, oh, ho. Oh, we start the new year with a great joke from Rick the Painter. Sorry. Let's see if we give you a prize. We have a prize for... Oh, no prizes. No.
Prize is a dial tone.
Yeah, I'll give you a prize. Come over to this area. 412 with a Kimmer Pete and Phil Lauder. Coming, you're going to hear Tucker Carlson here in a moment. Also, let me address this now. Well, what's our break? 13? I forgot. Our 13 time? 12 or 13? 13, I think, isn't it?
Go as long as you need. We got a short stop set. You're fine.
Okay. Well, we're going to hear Tucker Carlson in a moment talking about politics and also the Jeffrey Epstein case and a bizarre story about a tranny who came out and is now suing. And the way they describe it is kind of typical what they're trying to do.
We can go to 15. So if you want to do one here, let's do it.
Well, I'll do a good idea. Let me do the biker guy. We'll come back and do Tucker right after this next break.
Good.
Here's the story. And by the way, Pete, correct me on this. I'm going to read this as it is. Beverly Hills 90210 star Ian Ziering calls on law enforcement to take action after biker attack. Now, and then it says Beverly Hills 90210 actor Ian Ziering confirmed he was the victim of violent attack. Now, is that how he's known? Now, I don't know this guy.
Now he's known for Sharknado.
Okay. They never mentioned that in the story. You would think that they would have an update because that's the latest thing, right? I mean, Beverly Hills thing's been off for 10 years. My voice is
10 years?
Anyway, well, here's the deal. This guy, he's 59 years old. He was driving along in his car in Los Angeles with his 12-year-old daughter when he was kind of swarmed by, he said, I was experiencing an alarming incident, a group of individuals on mini bikes. My car was approached aggressively by one of these riders, leading to an unsettling confrontation. In an attempt to assess any damage, I exited my car. Apparently, he banged into the car. Exited my car. This action, unfortunately, escalated into a physical altercation, which I navigated to protect myself, unquote. He says he and his daughter were both left completely unscathed, but he has a growing boldness to such groups who disrupt public safety and peace. The father of two pointed out he finds the traumatizing incident unacceptable, called on lawmen to do it. Well, now, wait a minute. He said, as a citizen and a parent, I find it unacceptable. Groups can freely engage in this kind of behavior, causing fear and chaos. A video showed him being surrounded by the riders on mini bikes. He got out of the car, and he took a swing at one of the bikers, apparently hit him and knocked him. And then the other bikers kind of swarmed him, you'll see in the video. And then he starts running while they're trying, killing one of the girls. One of the biker fat girls tries to hit him and kick him and throwing punches. Other bikers surrounded. He knocks one guy down. Then he's running across a busy street. They chase him. One of the bikers grabbed on his back. He eventually got away on the Hollywood Walk of Fame before returning to his vehicle and driving off. Now, wait a minute. What this means is he got out of the car to confront the guy who banged into his car. Totally acceptable. Got into a fight with him. Totally acceptable. When he got swarmed, he fled with his 12-year-old daughter in the car. Now, I didn't know that when I first saw the story last night or yesterday. I read the story about him being swarmed, and I thought, oh, my God, the typical punks in LA, And then I read, wait a minute, his 12-year-old daughter, he left her in the car. The only possible explanation is he was trying to lead them away.
Right. I think that's what he was trying to do.
I didn't. I saw the video and it didn't look like he was trying to lead them. I don't know. But I can't imagine I would have left my 12. Well, I would have shot him.
You take a stand right there if you've got a daughter there.
I can't. And by the way, nobody else, all they did was stick video.
Right.
Nobody helped him. One guy against like 12 people and nobody helped him. You got to get a gun, man. You got to live in a state where you don't get away with this stuff. They swarmed him to protect your daughter. Bingity bangity, 416, Kim, Repeat, and Flounder.
Time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
I feel like I need a megaphone. Attention, small business owners. Hey, it's Tug. How nervous are you about the roller coaster ride that we're on? Recession, inflation, high interest rates, and the most recent of issues, the banking crisis. If it wasn't tough enough already to get a small business loan from the mega banks, now it's going to be virtually impossible. That's why you want to reach out to my friends at First Liberty Building and Loan. FirstLibertyGA.com. The Frost family, they can say yes when the big banks say no. And now they're saying yes more than ever before. And they don't just work in Georgia, they work in all 50 states. So whether you want to buy a franchise or build a new building and you need $250,000 or more in financing fast, go to FirstLibertyGA.com. Fill out the simple form and in minutes you'll know if you're a fit for the program. First Liberty Building and Loan have backed hundreds of Georgia businesses. They can be your secret weapon too. First Liberty Building and Loan. FirstLibertyGA.com. That's FirstLibertyGA.com.
January the 2nd, 2024. At least now we don't have to worry about writing 2023 on checks because who writes checks anymore? So on this World Introvert Day, and that's the day it is, we observe, not quite celebrate, the scammers, the people who make really good livings off of the ignorance of the American people. Ignorance brought about by our government education establishment. Okay, here's an email I got the other day. Your order on hold, reference number, blah, 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 blah. Important. Update your billing and payment information. And then the text of the message says, "We have detected unusual activity on your Amazon account, so we have placed it on hold temporarily and canceled any pending orders or subscriptions to restore access to your account. Sign in and follow all the on-screen instructions. And once you've provided the required information, we will review it and respond within 24 hours. Go to your account and update your billing information." People do this, my friends. People actually look at this, say, "Oh my God, I have Amazon orders on the way." They provide these scammers with all sorts of financial information, and the next thing you know, there's thousands of dollars missing from their accounts. How can people be so stupid? I don't understand it. Well, they say, well, it came from an official account. No, this letter I read to you, I'm not going to give you the whole email account, but it's xzijjsimjubxcygullalila.com. There is a school of thought that these people deserve to lose their money. They're so stupid. But even I'm not that nasty. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Fox on Tech.
Want to build your own artificial intelligence? The makers of ChatGPT want to enable you. The company behind ChatGPT, called OpenAI, will allow users to create limited-purpose bots based on their AI, and these customizable ones will be called GPTs. GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. No, it doesn't turn from a car into a robot. But using the new Create feature, a GPT user can use the software to create their own chatbot that uses AI to help you complete custom tasks, whether for use at home, work, or school. And if you think others can benefit from your customization, you'll have the chance to sell it to other users. Think of it as an AI store similar to an app store. OpenAI is making the feature available to their Plus and Enterprise tier users, but soon, they say, it will be made available to all users on their platform. With Fox on Tech, I'm Eben Brown, Fox News.
Girl on page 6 of the newspaper?
The page 6 girl or page 4 girl. I don't know if they still do that.
I don't know.
It's usually topless. That's usually all it is.
Yeah, but still, I mean, let's see. Birthday of note, possibly, Kate Bosworth, the actress, 41 years old today. And on this day in history, in 1879, Thomas Edison began construction of his first generator a device he would later demonstrate to friends as making it possible to keep delivering burning, searing shocks into the eyes of baby seals without missing a beat in the charge. Thomas Edison. He would make a lot of money selling that to his friends.
Where are my 8 maids of milking?
Well, now that's the thing. What the hell's going on with Christmas tradition, mister?
This is the 8th day of Christmas.
Yeah, it's 12
we
days.
have been conditioned to think the 12 days of Christmas are leading up to Christmas.
Yeah, that's
it's
right.
not.
No, it's...
The 12 days start at Christmas and end on the 5th.
Well,
the Epiphany is the 6th. That's when the wise men showed up.
I think they're going to blame it on our Jewish friends.
No, they're not going to. I think what you got here is the stupid teachers, stupid history, because we have people say, you got to take the tree down and your decorations down by January 1st or it's bad luck. Who said that?
Yeah,
why would it be bad luck to not keep your tree up in the middle of the 12 days of Christmas?
Yeah.
You're supposed to keep your tree up till at least the 6th.
I promise you, no one in my lifetime has ever told me or mentioned the fact that the 12 days of Christmas starts on Christmas.
Right.
No one has ever said that out loud.
In the Tudor times, which you go back and watch, they started partying Christmas. That was the smallest party. The biggest party was the 12th night. That's why the gifts get bigger as the 12 days go on. Yeah. 9 Lords of Leaping. What's the 12th thing?
12 maids of milking, 10 Lords of Leaping, 11 maids of swanking, 12 little
swanking. 11 maids of swanking?
And goes swank smoking.
It's 8 maids of milking, which is today. It's the 8th day of Christmas. So these people are telling you, you can rent those. A weekend made of milking.
Gotta get me a milkmaid, baby.
But they tell you to take your tree down January 1st or before the 1st. Tell them people to go jump in the lake.
I'm not taking anything.
Yes.
In fact, I got yelled at by stupid freaking homeowners association dickwad last year. You're supposed to do because all I have is a string of lights, and it's a dark green plastic string of lights. Okay, so it's not like it's bright white flashy string.
Right.
I've wrapped this dark green plastic string around the top deck of my deck. And I let it's around 24 hours a day because I don't want to. Well, anyway, whatever. And so at some point last year, I got this nasty note about taking down your deck to deck. You can't even see them. You can't see them. The wood for the deck is dark brown, and the dark green plastic strand is a 16th of an inch wide. How could you even see it was up there? Let alone make a complaint about it. Who cares?
You tell these homos association that you'll wrap anything you want to around your deck.
Something totally wrong in there. It's just simply not right. By the way, speaking of Christmas, tell the little people about your celebration on New Year's Eve up in the mountains of Macon.
I heard about this, that they don't do fireworks up in the mountains because why would you shoot fireworks when you got guns?
There you go.
And I'm thinking, well, it might be 1 or 2 popped off or something like. So at midnight, I step outside for a little shot of rum, a little libation.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, now I know why they call it New Fallujah. It sounded like the Iraq War had started up again. I'm not kidding.
Lot of people,
I kept waiting for the shells to come down.
They do come down.
They come down.
And they can kill you coming down. They come down fast enough.
I think that's bullcrap.
No, they can. I think they've killed people before. If they hit on top of the head, absolutely.
Because babies, you got the soft spot.
There you are.
But I'm telling you what, it's seriously bam, 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 for a minute or 2 minutes.
Wow. That's I hope that I don't know where they were aiming. I mean,
hopefully in the air.
I've only done that once. I did it once into the ocean, into the Gulf of Mexico. Fired off some rounds.
I could actually do that. The landlord said they frown on that. The shooting down in the valley.
Yeah, I would think people, animals,
wake the animals up.
Yeah, well, sure. Oh my God! All right, 427 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Tucker Carlson. We're gonna play a little soundbite here, Flounder. By the way, we'll do a Flounder's Funny here at some point after the news break or after the 4:30 break. We'll do a Flounder's Funny. Tucker Carlson. Here's how they describe him in this news article. Tucker Carlson stokes conspiracies, claiming U.S. is speeding toward assassination of Trump. The comments, presented without evidence, have been picked up by other media personalities on the far right, including Alex Jones, the far-right media personality fired by Fox. Tucker Carlson is talking once again. He was on with Adam Carolla, who can be an amusing fellow, talking about what the future may hold this year for Donald Trump. Flounder, if you will, sir. Tucker Carlson, right?
5, 4.
So if you want to know what things are going to look like in the future, just chart out what has been happening recently and ask yourself, are things accelerating or decelerating? Are they moving up, down, right, left? I mean, just chart it out. And in the case of Trump, they started with protests. They moved to impeachment. Now they're at indictment. None of it has worked. What's next? What could possibly be next? If you felt, and you really believed, and a lot of them do, that the worst thing that could happen to the country, and more specifically to you in the professional class, is to have Donald Trump as president, and everything you have tried has failed, and they have been accelerating steps, protests, impeachment, indictment. How many more arrows do you have in your quiver? And what's the next one? And of course, it's assassination. And assassination happens around the world. It's not crazy. And of course, it's the last thing I want. I said it directly to Trump, by the way, because it's so obvious. How could you not say that? So I did. And he did not engage with me at all on that subject. And I don't know what he actually thinks of it, but he's smart. And so he must know that that's true.
Well, here's how they're reacting to it on the far left. There's a guy named Daniel Jones, they describe him as the president of the, quote, nonpartisan research organization Advanced Democracy. And he says Tucker Carlson's comments are an example of the kind of rhetoric that can incite real-world violence. Those of us who follow and track extremism have seen the rhetoric around the indictments of Trump is very similar to the rhetoric we saw prior to the Capitol insurrection. Everyone in this space is concerned about what the next 12 months are going to look like. You dirty, stinking liars. You're the ones who have been responsible when President Showers with daughter comes out to the fiery gates of hell with the Marines guarding the gate, complaining that MAGA Republicans are destroying this country. I mean, my God, one thing after another with you stinking liberals. And he's blaming Tucker Carlson for a rhetoric that can incite real-world violence. Your activities are inciting real-world violence. Your rhetoric about the January 6th committee, so-called insurrection, had no Republicans on it. It was all set up. It was all fixed from the very beginning. Oh, my God. I mean, these freaking phonies say over and over and over.
Release rhetoric.
Well, I vowed also this year to be a lot better with my speaking ability, and I'm working on it starting tomorrow.
Mike has brought us a list of all the 12 days and what it is. What did you say?
12 maids.
8 women are swanking?
Yeah, swanking women.
What's swanking?
I need swanking women. So
he's giving us this list.
As soon as I get me some cash, I'm going to get me a swanking woman for the weekend. The full weekend version, too, by the way. They still have back page on the... never mind. 431 with the Kimmer Feed and Flounder. Remember back page?
Swanking.
Oh, my God. Yeah, maybe at the hotel. You know, sure, honey. Your boyfriend in the bathroom waiting for me. I don't think so.
Extra 106.3 has a new edge. We are still proud to be Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, but we continue to grow all the time. The Morning Extra now brings you an extra hour of live and local talk, now every weekday morning from 6 to 10 a.m. And Afternoon Drive is off the charts as the Kimmer Show returns to the air in Atlanta from 3 to 6. And in Glenn Beck, Clay Travis, Buck Sexton, Jesse Kelly, Jimmy Fela, Guy Benson, and the resources of Fox News. And that's News Talk Radio done the right way. Extra 106.3 FM and streaming across Georgia on the Extra app.
Some choices are complicated, like do I get peanuts or popcorn? Thankfully, others are much simpler, like rooting for the Braves. And choosing Truist One checking. No overdraft fees. Lots of perks you can cheer for. And when your account balances grow, you get upgraded automatically. Oh, and with more than 130 Atlanta branches, you can add convenience to the list of perks too. Truist One checking. One simple choice. Branch count is of May 31st, 2023. Atlanta Metro Area. Truist Bank member FDIC.
Atlanta radio legends are right here on Extra 106.3. And here's what you missed from Neil Bortz.
I'm aiming this at you Gen Z myrmidons. You know who you are, the ones that say, no, I wouldn't fight for America. Actually, I'm aiming this at the Gen Z myrmidons and the adults in this country that actually give them any credit. Think of all the things we hear from these useful idiots. I'm non-binary. Is Israel is an occupier and a colonizer. Palestinians are all sweetness and light. All these things we hear from Gen Z, and then the adults that listen to them. The message we need to deliver to these youthful protesters is nobody is paying attention. You're not worthy of it.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
It's January 2nd, and this is your Fox Daily Snapshot. It's National Personal Trainer Day, and for many of us, we'll be making our resolutions for the new year. The most common, exercise more or lose weight. So if you plan to hit the gym, make sure to use the hashtag Personal Trainer Awareness Day on your social media account. Also on this date, Georgia became the fourth state to ratify the U.S. Constitution in 1788. President Richard Nixon imposed a speed limit of 55 on the nation's highways in 1974. It was a response to the spike in oil prices as well as supply disruptions in 1973. The musical Annie put on its final performance in 1983 after nearly 6 years and more than 2,300 performances. If it's your birthday today, you share it with legendary science fiction writer Isaac Asimov, born in 1920, and Beverly Hills 90210 star actress Gabrielle Carteris, born in 1961. I'm Tushar Saxena, and that's your Fox Daily Snapshot.
4:34, how's it going? It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder at the controls and the Rolling Stones. Well, it's not the Rolling Stones, but... No, wait a minute. Is this Ron Wood?
This used to be punk rock. This is the Sex Pistols.
Well,
I got one out of order, so that's my fault.
No, it's not. I should have known by the sound of it. I thought maybe Ron joined the Sex Pistols for a moment. 1979 on this day, Sid Vicious, the bass player for Sex Pistols, went on trial in New York accused of murdering his girlfriend Nancy Spungen 3 months earlier when he claimed to have awoken from a drugged stupor to find her dead on the bathroom floor in their hotel in Manhattan, New York. Later on, in fact, I got an update on the Sidster here. Didn't he die right after?
Yeah, he died after the drug overdose.
And never actually made it to stand trial.
No, never did.
Yeah.
And the thing, this is what punk rock was. It was anti-government.
Yeah.
It stood up to government, as opposed to these posers, the Green Day boys, who are basically mouthpieces for the government.
Yeah, how things have changed. Really insulting. Our birthday list includes Jack Hanna, the Wild Kingdom guy, or not the Wild Kingdom, but the other
Mutual
Jack
of Omaha.
Wild Kingdom. Oh, that was Marlon Perkins. I'll stay here by shore while Rusty goes down to wrestle the enraged alligator.
As I hover above in a helicopter.
Safely above the swirling waters of the piranha.
Jim wrestles the mighty python.
Careful there, Jim. Careful, buddy. Watch out for his tail, Jim.
The best thing, was it Jack Hanna that was on? No, we're thinking somebody else. Jim Fowler was on Mutual because he's the one on Seinfeld.
He used to have to do all the stuff, all the bad stuff. And Marlon Perkins
Jack
would say,
Hanna's
Jim Fowler's going down to rescue the alligator.
Jack's the Columbus Zoo.
Jack Hanna is 77.
Well, same
today.
Thing.
Same difference. Anyway, 4:37 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and we're kind of getting back into work here. We're doing newsy stuff as we feel like it. But our buddy Mike was our crackhead engineer. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, our crack head engineer brought us a list. I was talking about the eight maids of swanking, and I don't know if that's an actual list of the things.
Is there a swan involved in the swanking?
There could be a swan or goose or something. Feathers of some kind. Kinky is using the whole duck. Sorry.
Took a blank with a feather? Yeah.
Well, it was fresh fun. Anyway, for the record, you were mentioning that this is the 8th day.
Yes, 8th day of Christmas.
And again, for those who might have just joined us, the fact of the matter is the 12 days of Christmas begin on Christmas Day.
So when did it stop? When did they stop teaching people what our traditions? There's nothing. This is our culture. This is our tradition that goes back hundreds, if not 1,000 years.
Never had it.
That's been taken from us now by telling. I can see why people. You're inundated with Christmas from October 1st now. Yeah. So by the time the week after Christmas, you're like, okay, enough. And New Year's is coming up. Yeah. But that's not how our traditions were.
Right.
The Yule season lasted until at least January 5th or 6th, and when the Epiphany, because that's when the wise men showed up.
Yeah, there you go.
And the Russian and the Greek Orthodox don't even celebrate Christmas till like the 6th or 7th.
Yeah. By the way, I made a mistake of watching one of those damn History Channel things on Jesus and, the early days of this whole, Jesus as a character and a man. And I swear to God, one of them said, well, of course, the latest theory is that the wise men actually got there about a couple of years after he was born. So, they really, wasn't really in the manger.
They had been traveling long before they even got to Bethlehem.
Yeah.
The star had been up.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. Every time I watch one of those stinking shows, and they have 14 other books of the Bible that say it's all a bunch of crap. I don't want to know.
The Book of Enoch.
Yeah, the book. Come on, man. Yeah. Jeez, how are we supposed to have faith if it said, no? By the way, they got 8 or 9 other saints. They're making it up. Jeez.
Well, they found that one a few hundred years of the Book of Enoch, and they all said, well, it's not a real one because there's only one version, and all the other versions we have, it's not included. Yeah. And then the little goat herder in 1947 found the Dead Sea Scrolls, and there it was.
There you go. So and of course now they hid it. They're hiding all the stuff that could be ruin their whole thing
because there's a UFO in it.
Yeah, because of the albino priests are going around killing all the people with their special crosses and stuff or something. I think
that's the movie.
That was a movie.
That's not a real thing.
Well, I kind of get them sometimes. I got so much information in here.
They do have albino priests that go around killing people.
I knew that. I saw that.
That's a sect.
I saw that. Anyway, shall we do the 12 Days of Christmas?
Yes,
All right, now, you were mentioned, and by the way, Flounder, do you know the 12 Days of Christmas prizes, the gifts that you get? Could you do it if you
on the
could?
first day of Christmas?
Yeah. What did she give you? What was the first day of Christmas?
Ring, or that was number 5.
Supposedly, they all supposed to have something to do with Jesus. But I can't ever remember the thing.
A partridge and a pear tree is number 1. Yeah. On the first day, a partridge and what would that pear tree?
I don't know.
Fruit of life or
it's
something?
all an analogy or metaphor for Jesus, and I forget exactly what it is.
The second day, 2 turtle doves.
What is a turtle dove?
It's a dove. I assume.
But
why a turtle
does it
dove?
Live in the water?
I don't know.
Right.
And
should we have Bob and Doug tell us?
Wait a minute. Is it a poisonous?
Bob and Doug, the two.
Is this a poisonous turtle dove?
Could be a poisonous turtle. That's why I stopped going to Lake Lanier.
You're going to play the whole Bob and Doug McKenzie 12 Days of Christmas?
I can get it, but I just thought it'd be funny because we're sitting here talking about this.
You know what we forgot to play? We should have played that.
Yeah.
You know what we forgot to play?
What?
I'll have a blue.
Oh, Porky Pig Christmas.
We forgot Porky Pig Christmas.
I'll be damned. Well, we should play it. You want to play it?
Technically, it's still Christmas, isn't it?
It's still Christmas.
We can do whatever we want. It's a Kimmer show with Pete and Flounder and do whatever the hell we want to. What's somebody going to come in here? I don't think so. They're going to knock on the window. Stop playing. Oh, yeah? Go ahead. Try me. Try to take it off the radio. Flounder, if you would. We'll do a little special with Porky Pig. Well, I'm making sure
these people have welcomed us here.
They have, and they're wonderful people.
They've made us a nice little nest that we can go swanking in.
Well, do you want to have Bob and Doug do it?
Well, sure.
That's a long one. That takes
about 3 minutes.
Well,
3 minutes.
Plenty. It's just perfect.
You want? Fine.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Fine.
It's entertainment.
Fine.
It doesn't have to always be us.
That's me on the organ.
I love the organ.
Oh, you got caught her by the organ, did you?
Okay. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a beer.
A beer.
On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtlenecks and a beer.
2 turtlenecks.
On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 French toasts, 2 turtlenecks, and a beer. Okay, there should be more there, eh? Where? On fourth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 4 pounds of back bacon, 3 French toasts,
4 pounds of what?
Back bacon.
Beer in a 3. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 golden toques, 4 pounds of back bacon, 3 French toasts, 2 turtlenecks, and a beer in a 3. Okay, on the 6th, to gold Christmas, my true love gave to me 6 packs of 2 quarts, 5 golden toques, 4 pounds of back bacon, 3 French toasts, 2 turtlenecks.
3 French what? Tarts? Women? 3 French hookers?
You didn't go to Canada.
7 packs of smoke.
6 packs of 2
5 golden toques.
I missed the 7, so
4 pounds of back bacon, 3 French toasts,
7 smokes.
and a beer in a 3.
And a beer.
This should just be the 2 days of Christmas. It's too hard for us. Go hoser. 8 days of Trula gave to me 8 comic books, 7 packs of smoke, 6 packs of 2 for 5 Okay, day 12. Good day, and welcome to day 12. Yeah. Golden tooth, 4 pounds of bacon, 3 French toast, 2 turtleneck, and a beer in a tree.
This good part here. The organ.
So like that's our song. Merry Christmas.
Casio.
Good day.
I love the chorus.
Yeah.
I love those sopranos going up. I love harmony. I'm hooked on harmony. I'm hooked on harmony.
Is that a dancer at one of the clubs you attend? Harmony?
Harmony. Actually, this girl tried to have a relationship with me, and her name was Cinnamon. Mm-hmm. And she worked at the Gold Club.
and you regret that to this day that you didn't take her up on that.
I totally did not do it. We kissed once for like 2 kisses or something in her place.
God,
I was playing with her dog. She had 2 little dogs. She used to play with them.
That gay couple on New Year's Eve kissed longer than that.
Oh, God. I tell you, if it just joined us on ABC Ball Drop.
Yeah, the Ball Drop.
This is a major one they've been doing forever. And, of course, at the stroke of midnight, you kiss the girl you're with. If you're a guy, you kiss your wife or your girlfriend, or, you kiss your date or whatever that you're with. And instead, they showed...
Out of the million people in Times Square, they showed an interracial gay couple, 2 guys, and they were tonsil hockeying. And it went on and on and on.
I mean, that would also be offensive if a man and a woman were French kissing.
Yeah, if the man and woman was doing it, it'd be okay. It would make me uncomfortable
creepy.
With that too. It's like, okay, that's a little much,
yeah.
you know.
I mean, you're doing sexual stuff at New Year's. I mean,
or you're just showing off.
Yeah, making a point about something. But to have 2 guys do it,
they were making a point on it.
And then they had the interracial couple. God forbid you can just have 2.
Yeah, then they had the interracial heterosexual couple. So they had to have interracial couples. That's the agenda. You know, they set up there at ABC. They sit around the table going, "What are we going to have? I want the cameraman to find a gay couple, make it interracial, and key on them, and then of course go to a heterosexual couple."
They must have told the couple, "We're going to be showing you," and that's why they made a big deal about it. This was all a setup to drill it into you for your new year.
Drill it, huh?
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Excuse me.
I've got a little tongue-tied. Sorry. 446, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And we'll do the rest of the 12 Days of Christmas coming up, please.
I also have Blue Christmas by Porky Pig.
Coming up next. Try to stop us. I dare you. I dare you.
Atlanta radio legends are right here on Extra 106.3. And here's what you missed from Neil Bortz.
Question: what could the migrants do to New York City that Democrat leadership hasn't already taken care of? They elect people like AOC and then think that the migrants are causing them the problems?
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for a new weekly radio show, Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. This week's guests are GBI Special Agent Anita Ivey, Cobb County Police Captain Darren Hull, and Defense Attorney Thomas Flugum. Tune in on Saturday or find it online at thepodcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 770-627-3235 or online at atlbail.com.
Hey Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House again. It's time to just lock them up. Just lock them up. And I bet you think I'm talking about Lying Joe and Hunter Biden. While that's a great idea, what I'm really talking about are things like guns, important paperwork, and extra cash you may have just laying around the house. The deals on safes are hot. Drop by the Atlanta Safe House and save hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a quality safe. No appointment needed. Drop by the showroom in Ackworth and let the safe experts help you pick the safe that's right for you. Or go to atlantasafehouse.com.
Your drive home is off the charts. The Kimmer Show comes your way from 3 to 6 p.m. every afternoon.
Who's the violent ones? It's always coming from the Palestinian side. It's not coming from the Jewish side. Who's climbing all over our national monuments in Washington, D.C., our nation's capital? It's these Palestinians doing it. Who tried to get into the White House and climb over the fence and left all kinds of graffiti and crap all over the White House fence over the weekend? It wasn't the Jewish side. There's no dueling protest going on. There's one violent protest, and there's some people who are actually showing up saying, now, wait a minute. Yeah. And by the way, Harrison pointed out, the people trying to climb into the White House Saturday night, if those were Republicans, Biden would be in the Oval Office addressing the nation about MAGA far-right
insurrection. They defaced the White House, federal property, tried to break through the fence. I mean, it was a freaking insurrection.
The Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder are only on Extra 106.3 FM. And listen anytime on the Extra app.
I like this song.
Great song.
I like this song. Got a rolling beat that I just can't help but kind of motion. Up on the Stones, of course. On this day, 1985, Rolling Stones Ronnie Wood married his girlfriend, Jo Wooden Gerard's Cross, in Buckinghamshire, England. They have a few many consonants at the end of their words. The guests at the Ronnie Wood married me his girlfriend Jo included Keith Richards, Bill Wyman, Charlie Watts, Ringo Starr, Rod Stewart, and Jeff Beck. Got married in 85, divorced in 2009.
Maybe we should have got a Ron Wood Rolling Stones song, since this song was way before he joined the band.
Well, either way is fine. Let's not be critical of our friend Flounder. He's our
no, I'm not critical. I'm just saying.
All right, well, we don't want to start anything.
That he effed up. I'm just...
Now, see what this is what I'm trying to avoid. This is exactly what I was talking about. This is the kind of crap which exactly...
This is just the kind of I've been talking about.
Oh, good Lord. Our birthday list today, and by the way, I have 2 sports birthdays coming up, and a sports historical note coming up with Holy
You
Cup
better do
Sports.
them now, because we ain't going to get to them in sport.
Well, in fact, you know what? I got 2 Christmas things, and then I'm going to do a little sports thing for a second, because I want to talk about
we're going to talk about
playoffs.
bowl game. First, the Braves made a big trade that over we had a Brave retire from the past. We got the bowl games to talk about.
Up about 5:15.
Crazy
this
stuff.
whole Holy Crap at Sports and Holy Crap at Sports podcast coming up later in the week.
I was going to bring some up to you, and we're going to have a meeting next week talking about changing this and that. Names and stuff. I'm thinking about changing the name
of Holy Crap at Sports.
Holy Crap at Sports.
To what?
I don't know. Maybe we should come up with a different name.
You don't like my name
Well,
anymore?
I do like the name, but the problem is it's very ungainly to promote. It's very hard for people to remember. There's a lot of things that will not use it because the word crap's in it. It's kind of hard to get it on certain websites and stuff. It becomes unwieldy at some point. Even when I break it down to HCIS, it doesn't really make a lot of sense that way either.
Well,
so I was obviously going to throw this out there. Should we change it or should we not change it?
Well, I don't think I can handle this.
Okay, we will change it then. It was just I just put it out there, and it's only because we talked about we have to change some things.
It's been like 25 years ago
since
I came up with. Oh my God!
That's why we threw it. This is just seeing what sticks against the wall.
I might have to take a break.
I don't know. Here, smell this. Smelling salts. Smelling salts.
Oh, no, not magic marker. Oh, that's. I have something. Did you ever try to smell that thing? Oh, I never got a kick out of it.
Maynard.
Oh, I could never.
It's like mimeograph paper.
Yeah, I was. I mean, I know these smells, but I never got off on it.
Oh my God! Yes.
Flounder, did you ever do like smelling things?
No,
like
but I remember one of the first times when I was after Hangman had passed. When I started board hopping for you guys, and we were on our first break, and I look over, and you know how Kimmer draws his circles.
Circles and squares.
Circles and squares. He's just sitting there, and then I look over at Pete, and he's sifting a green Sharpie marker, and he just lifts his eyes like, "Oh, this is heaven."
Oh my God,
good stuff.
What am I doing?
I think I told you in my freshman year in college, one of my dorm buddies actually was sniffing glue, poured glue, airplane glue, a model airplane glue, into the bottom of a paper bag, and then held it up to his eye, and he got so freaking high.
You can die from that. It's called
that's
huffing.
Right. It'll kill you.
It's huffing.
Yeah. I mean, we were sticking pin. What do they call it? A protractor? What's the one you had in geometry class? It spins around in a circle. It's a real point, and then spins around. Is that a protractor? Whatever they call it. It's got a sharp point that you stick in your wooden thing.
Oh, yeah.
And we were sticking that in him. He never felt it. Never felt the thing. Oh, brutal. Don't do that, kid.
My phone thing ain't working, so I don't know who's on the phone here.
Oh, we got somebody on the phone there, Flounder?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we have Kevin.
Kevin, you're on the radio.
Kevin!
Oh, happy birthday, and Jesus, and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And Kevin, you're on the radio. What's up, man?
Hey, man. Thanks so much. Hey, I wonder if, fortunately, I missed the two guys kissing, but I did see a lady on the roll-in during the Washington, Texas game on a live.
Oh, yeah. Flashed her boobies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see that?
I didn't see it, but I heard about it, and they had to apologize.
They're
They never
apologizing for
Well,
it.
it's not their fault, but they definitely apologized and said, we're so sorry.
What do you expect?
Well, yeah, of course.
It's
obviously.
Bourbon Street.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they do. If you ever been to Mardi Gras, all you have to do, if you want a trinket, all the girls on all the balconies, all the rich people have all their. Believe me, I've been there.
You're rich,
and all the special people go up on the balconies, all through the French Quarter, and all you have to do to get some to throw you doubloons and special trinkets is to say, "Show your blanks," and they will, and you get a doubloon thrown at you in the.
Are they nice rooms up there? Because you can't really see into them.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're old.
Nice.
They're kind of old and sort of old, classy, with thick curtains and not real spacious or modern. But they're nice old hotels in Monteleone and all those places. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Kevin,
that's very classy.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, thanks, Kevin. I appreciate it. 4:55. By the way, speaking of Christmas, I got the 12 days. I'm going to run it down for you. We also, here at the radio station today, I got a card for us in my mailbox for the three of us from our friends Julie and Dave, who have been sending us stuff, and we're big fans of our podcast, and we're helping us support us here too. And they sent us a Merry Christmas card with a little mouse and a thing. Well, and it says, "Wish you guys a very Merry Christmas. I'm so glad you're back on the air. Joy and laughter." And then it says, "Can't wait for the 12 days of Christmas."
Yay!
How ironic is that? Of course, it's been here for a week because we weren't here. So
I like how you put that. That's such a nice way, Flounder. Did you hear what he says? He checked his mailbox. The mailbox for him and me and you, even though it's just his name on it.
Well, it's our. It's
that every intern at 680 has a mailbox.
You don't have a mailbox.
I don't.
You don't have a mailbox. No, I'll take care of that for you.
I can just share yours.
I'll share mine with you. The 12 days, we know 2 turtle doves, 3 French hens, 4 calling birds, 5 golden rings, 6 geese a laying, 7 swans a swimming. That's where I got confused. I saw
Where's the swanking?
The maids a swanking. I thought that was it. 8 maids a milking. See, I had the swans and the
That's
swanking
today.
and the maid milking. That's today's 8 maids a milking. 9 ladies dancing, 10 lords a leaping, 11 pipers piping, and 12 drummers drumming, like the little drummer boy. That's where they got that.
That's the best. So it's not a meme. It says, you ride a donkey all the way to Bethlehem. You give birth to a little baby. It's crying. It's crazy. It's going. And you finally get it quieted down to go to sleep.
Little baby.
And then a kid shows up with a drum.
You got to love it. Oh, a mercy. Anyway, Jeffrey Epstein, the list of 170 people tied to the dead pedophiles sex trafficking ring are set to be released maybe later today.
Yeah.
In fact, it may be out any minute. And among others on there are President Bill Clinton more than 50 times.
Yeah, he's referred to as John Doe number 36.
Yeah. And he's got like 50 different mentions with Jeffrey Epstein. And by the way, you have to know that somewhere there is video and audio recordings. You know he was blackmailing everybody and had the rooms wired. And I can imagine Bill Clinton walking, hand in hand with a 15-year-old girl on each arm. Have a couple of little champagne flutes and stuff in the room, and then a little bingly bangly. I mean, I guarantee it. That's what he was doing. He wasn't there for investment advice. God.
And that painting of him in the dress, in a blue dress.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
That's, yeah.
And by the way, if there is video of Bill Clinton or anybody else walking down a hallway into a room with a 15-year-old girl or a 13-year-old girl or who knows.
What happens to him?
Well, is there a crime? Can they prove if the girl if they found the girl? Is there a statute of limitations on rape for underage girls? I don't know. In whatever the country that's in, where was he?
His own island.
Yeah. So I don't know what.
It's all Florida, so it's got to be Florida law.
It's got to be Florida law. But again, if they can't prove anything bad happened. Then, by the way, are you slant? Well, if you see a grown man walking into a hotel room with two young girls, then you know what he's doing. He's not in there taking investment advice. But just to mention the fact that he took one of his plane rides, be kind of iffy to try to make a criminal charge. But still, I'll bet you there's proof all over. I'll bet they've got audio. I'll bet every freaking room was wired.
Yeah.
And why hasn't Ghislaine Maxwell come up with that stuff and get out of her 20-year prison sentence?
I think they said, you saw what we did to the other guy. You crossed us.
They murdered Jeffrey. We'll kill you, too.
Yeah.
I'll bet Clinton's behind. I'll bet Hillary Rodham P. Stinky Fart Cabbage behind the whole damn thing. What do you bet?
So if they catch Bill doing something, does Hillary get besmirched by contact with him because she's stuck with him? Does she keep getting her $200,000 dinner engagements?
Oh, they'll never take that away from her. She honestly, she's the biggest crook we've ever known.
I know.
And she's gotten away with it all. And they still can't lay a hand on her. Oh, my God. Almost 5 o'clock, folks. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. We're going to do a lot of football talking here coming up, too. But 106.3, Happy New Year.
What's the name of that sports thing again?
Holy I can't remember.
WFON and W292EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station. Locally owned and heard throughout Georgia on the Extra app.
Fox News. After weeks of backlash to a controversial hearing on Capitol Hill and allegations of plagiarism, Claudine Gay is stepping down from her role as president of Harvard University. House Republican Conference Chair Elise Stefanik reacting to the plagiarism charges on Fox News, saying Gay was selected too quickly by the Harvard Corporation.
They should have found out that there were 50 credible allegations of plagiarism. And the fact that the Harvard Corporation, we now know, knew about that before the congressional hearing and tried to cover it up and threaten media outlets to sue them is a disgrace.
And it is notable that Dr. Gay will be returning to the Harvard faculty despite those accusations of plagiarism. Customs and Border Protection out with their latest migrant numbers. Border Patrol is overwhelmed. Fox's Casey Stiegel's in Dallas.
According to CBP sources, the December tally shattered multiple records with more than 302,000 migrant encounters just last month compared to more than 252,000 for the previous December. Agents say that is the highest total ever logged in the agency's first quarter, and it is also the first time that number has exceeded the 300,000 mark for a single month. That now brings the total to more than 785,000 encounters at the southern border since October 1st, when CBP's new fiscal year began.
On Wednesday, House Speaker Mike Johnson leads a delegation of Republicans at the border, calling on the Biden administration to enforce immigration laws. President Biden says that is the work of Congress. Police in Rochester, New York, describing the actions of a 35-year-old male on New Year's Day.
Avery sped up, crossed into the oncoming lane of traffic, and appears to have intentionally been driving towards the pedestrian crossing.
Rochester Police Chief David Smith has said the suspect died last night from the injuries. The FBI is helping in the investigation. America's listening to Fox News.
As most Americans suffer financially, gold just hit an all-time high. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and this is why you need a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To find out more, text the word PROTECT to 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs. Secure your IRA or 401k right now. Text the word PROTECT to 989898 to request your free info kit right now.
Looking for top-notch personal protection? The Smith & Wesson Equalizer is here to level the playing field. Easy to rack slide, easy to control ergonomic grip. It's designed for you. With a 10, 13, and 15-round magazine included, size up for better control or size down for easier concealment. Don't miss out on the opportunity to upgrade your safety. Visit your local dealer now. To learn more about the Equalizer, visit smith-wesson.com. Smith & Wesson, empowering Americans. All capacity sizes may not be available in your jurisdiction. Be sure to check your local laws and regulations.
Let's get it together, ladies. Let's show them. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. Or almost 504. Our phone number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Lots of newsy stuff going on that disgraced only by Republicans. Harvard, now she's a racist victim.
She's a
victim of racism. The Harvard president, Claudine Gay, has had to resign. Although she's resigned as president, she's still there working and getting a salary. They'll probably give her a raise, and by the way, nothing's changed at Harvard. It's not as though they're going to change their courses, change their classes, change their professors. Nothing's changed. It's, they said, well, we wanted to show the react to that. Please, nothing's different. Also, more talk about Donald Trump maybe being assassinated this year. By the way, if you have a New Year's resolution or a New Year's prediction, we would love to talk to you about it or anything else for that matter. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. The Jeffrey Epstein linked names are coming out maybe later today. Supposed to be by at least possibly today. I assume this week, and it's like 170 people linked to the dead pedophile and his sex trafficking ring. And I'll bet you there's video and audio, and the commentators I've heard talk about the issue of what, even if there is all this stuff, are kind of indicating what you sort of indicated just a few minutes ago, Pete Davis. They're too big. They're not going to let you get away with it. It's not going to come. Nothing's going to happen to these people. They're going to protect them somehow. There's going to be something's going to happen where there's going to be no proof. There's going to be evidence is gone or something where we can't make the final thing. You can't tell me that Bill Clinton went to Jeffrey Epstein's, rape with a little girl island 50 or 60 times to play golf.
You can't play. It's not big enough to play golf.
I mean, and I guarantee there's video of him strolling around through the hallways of the hotels and stuff with the little chippies on each arm. Anyway, and
if they just had a bunch of hooers there and hookers, no one would care.
Yeah.
But they had like 14 and 15-year-old girls there.
Yeah, teenagers. Yeah.
It was like something out of the Middle Ages where you're bringing in the princes of England and the former presidents of the United States to snorkel 14-year-olds.
Yeah. And by the way, I've thought about this too. I was thinking about this, in fact, just driving in today. If this were just, like you just said, if this were a case where they were going to visit a guy and he set him up with a hooker,
who cares?
That's your life, and it's wrong if you're married to somebody, but still, if you're an adult and she's an adult, and
she's not sex trafficked.
It's got nothing to do with me or how I feel about your thing. I mean, that's your own thing. But we're talking children here. We're talking young girls that were groomed.
And that are coming out and saying, look, this ruined my life.
Yeah.
I have to have therapy and stuff on this. Why aren't these men being brought to justice?
Yeah. We have, and again, I don't know what the statute of limitation is. It's obviously Florida jurisdiction, supposedly, presumably. But again, shouldn't they be held to account?
Civil case, at least.
I mean, you would think that Ghislaine Maxwell has seen the men going into the room, and heard and got. I mean, I can't believe that they're not. They've got to start making. They got to start making indictments. They've got to bring these people before a grand jury. When these names come out, somebody's got to call them before a grand jury and say, okay, what's going on? And by the way it's going to tumble is if they get a couple of people who are willing to spill their guts. If they get a couple of finkaroonies to guard them and say, okay, no charges against you. Who was there and what were they doing?
They killed a man who we talked about. As soon as he was arrested, they're going to kill him. And the cameras are going to be mysteriously turned off, and the guards are going to be away. Yeah. And they killed him, and the cameras mysteriously turned off, and the guards were asleep.
We'll see.
And they got away with it.
Well, they've gotten away with it for 10 years. It's only 2024.
When did he die?
It was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It's already been 5 years, and it was 10 years before that when he was originally charged the first time with this sex
And everybody
trafficking.
said as soon as they arrested him, they're going to kill him.
Yeah.
And they killed him.
Yeah. So but again, it's taken 10 or 15 years, even for the names of the people who were there to come out of
I'm
public.
surprised we're getting the names.
Well, I thank a federal judge. And we'll see, and whether it's redacted or whether, I don't know.
That's what I was about to say, can these be redacted?
Who's redacting it?
The judge would have to. Yeah.
Why?
Well, if there's only if it's a national security issue, I would assume, and I can't imagine a national security issue other than blackmail by Putin against the Secretary of State or so. I don't know. Again, we don't know. That we need to know. If these adults were deliberately, you know what? Again, if Clinton was having sex with a college girl, okay, fine, he's a pig. But But a 14-year-old? I mean, come on. That's just not right. And you know that they knew that these are young girls. It's not like they thought they were 25.
Yeah, they knew.
Anyway, 509. I'm so sorry. I don't know where
I just got a text. The island that Epstein owner was adjacent to is St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands, which is in American Providence, so they can be held under federal law.
Aha.
I thought it was right off the coast of Florida.
I thought it was too.
Wow.
Oh, it's not that far. Anyway, I have a story, but I don't want to talk about St. Thomas anymore.
Ironic, it's in the Virgin Islands.
Or Sapphire Beach.
Yes, don't tell that story. Hey, you want to hear something?
I do. What did you say about a website? Or some girl called in and said something or texted you?
Yes. We'll do as Pete's tweets here. Jonathan says, don't forget that New Year's resolutions don't necessarily have to be constructive. There's always revenge.
Well, I have that on my list, actually. I wasn't going to bring it up because I wanted to remain positive for the remainder of the year.
And then you decided to steal my UFO thing.
I was trying to avoid a conviction of a felony.
Well, you lasted less than an hour before you told a story about the ex.
Well, it's still there.
Gwendolyn knows how much you enjoy a good cry every day.
Oh, I do. I weep every day. Usually in the middle of the night.
Releases stress, doesn't it?
It does. It releases tremendous amounts of lots of things.
So she has found a perfect website for you, Kimmer.
Okay.
It's called cryoncea.week.com. Basically, it's videos of things that will make you cry.
Well, I'm in there.
And the logo is click to feel something.
Oh, God. I don't really need any help, Gwendolyn. Thank you,
what? I'm going to
click it. Do it right now. Let's do it right now. It's 5:10.
What's it called? CryOnceAweek.com.
What's our break? 5:13. I forgot our break time. 5:13, right? Isn't it 13? Or 9? Is it 9 or 13? 13.
Okay, it says click to feel something. 13. So let's click on here, and I will describe what we got here. Okay, it's an old 19
but what's the
black
website?
And white movie.
It's called Cry Every Way. What's it called?
Oh, It's a Wonderful Life. They're playing a scene
Jimmy
from
Stewart and Donna Reed.
When he burst in and he's happy because
he's alive and it's not a dream. And but what's the name of the website again to look up if they want to?
If they want to. Cry Once a Week.
Cry Once a Week, and you Google that, and up pops what, a picture? Now can you change it? Or?
No, they tell you.
Oh, they tell you.
They put it up.
So
there.
that's what they've gotten on for today is a movie, A Wonderful Life. Well, you'd have to watch a whole bunch of it to be able to.
Well, no, this is the end, the climactic scene where he's hugging the kids.
I gotcha. Yeah. Well, I wonder how long this lasts.
Oh, it goes 5-10 minutes. This final scene.
I wonder what the next one is. I wonder if we'll come back after Holy Crap at Sports. We'll come in again and check it. Oh, they do one a day.
Probably one a day.
Oh,
I would say.
Okay.
This will make you cry, though.
Well, it probably would make you cry. I would think. By the way, the podium princess, Rajim Fatin, actually had the balls today to go up for the podium. I'm not making this up. And she was on MSNBC, and she was bragging about the President Showers with Daughter administration. She actually said that President Biden has done more for America in the last 2 years than any other president has done in 2 terms. Okay, including Barack Hussein Puttitat, she included him in that too, and Bill Clinton's 2 terms. All those people in 2 terms who got the. So she said Biden has done more for America in 2 years than any other president's done in 2 terms. Well, the Babylon Bee has a list of some of the Biden administration's top accomplishments. Reducing obesity in America by making food food unaffordable. Cleaning up all the cocaine bags somebody was leaving around the White House. Set up an all-time record for people illegally streaming into America. 30,000 last month, my friends. Raising dementia awareness by 400%. Promoting transparency by releasing several behind-the-scenes videos of people behind in their scenes with their behinds in the Capitol staff rooms. Saving democracy by arresting political opponents and heroically staying alive to save America from Carmela's side piece presidency. Saluting you, Joe Biden. Dear Lord. It's 5:13. Holy crap at sports, and we got so much with Pete Davis next with the carrot, Pete, and flounder right here.
If you love news and talk, you have to connect with the biggest personalities in the South at thepodcastpark.com. It's more original Atlanta content from Atlanta's hometown talk crew. From legal news to sports and politics, and even archives of interviews from years past. Find the podcast that you love and subscribe everywhere you get podcasts.
Calling all aspiring tradespeople. Ready to master a new skill to boost your career? Introducing the Blue Collar Virtual Trade School. Learn from industry experts from the comfort of your own home. Whether it's HVAC, plumbing, or electrical work, we've got you covered. Gain hands-on expertise through immersive virtual simulations and connect with instructors who have been in the field. Elevate your career potential. The Blue Collar Virtual Trade School, where future begins with a click. Visit thebluecollarvirtualtradeschool.com or call 678-916-6145.
Horizon Background Screening is a fully licensed and insured private investigations firm that focuses on litigation support for law firms, criminal defense cases, and background investigations. We are also FCRA compliant and process pre-employment background checks, tenant screening, and background checks for volunteer organizations. Whether your business is a law firm needing anything from scene investigations to witness interviews, or a company that requires pre-employment background checks, we have the experience you need. Visit horizonscreening.com to learn more. That's horizonscreening.com.
Looking for top-notch personal protection? The Smith & Wesson Equalizer is here to level the playing field. Easy to rack slide, easy to control ergonomic grip. It's designed for you. With a 10, 13, and 15-round magazine included, size up for better control or size down for easier concealment. Don't miss out on the opportunity to upgrade your safety. Visit your local dealer now. To learn more about the Equalizer, visit smith-wesson.com. Smith & Wesson, empowering Americans. All capacity sizes may not be available in your jurisdiction. Be sure to check your local laws and regulations.
Atlanta radio legends are right here on Extra 106.3. And here's what you missed from Neil Bortz.
I'm aiming this at you Gen Z myrmidons. You know who you are, the ones that say, no, I wouldn't fight for America. Actually, I'm aiming this at the Gen Z myrmidons and the adults in this country that actually give them any credit. Think of all the things we hear from these useful idiots. I'm non-binary. Israel is an occupier and a colonizer. Palestinians are all sweetness and light. All these things we hear from Gen Z. And then the adults that listen to them. The message we need to deliver to these youthful protesters is nobody is paying attention. You're not worthy of it.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
It's okay. And now Petey's pontificating. No, how about Pete Davis Daily Diatribe? Or Pete Davis Sports Slayist? Or maybe it's not about the Kimmer. I don't know. 517. Holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
Just one little idea thrown out there.
No, you can do anything you want. It was a thing back when the thing, and this is a whole new thing. So
you know who started this? Rob Jenner started this with that email.
Oh,
that's what started us.
There you are.
They think that we should have changes.
Something new.
It's a new year. They want changes.
Well, this came from the big guy.
I know the big guy, David Dickey, wants changes. Not just us, everything. He wants changes. He wants something fresh ideas.
Oh, I'm not changing.
Well, you can't have fresh.
Yeah, because you're not fresh. Wait a minute. I thought we were doing great.
No, he's not. No, he's not talking about us.
Well,
basically,
what have I done wrong?
It's everybody. Everybody in the building needs to think fresh. Fresh ideas.
Oh, get off my back.
Just calm down. Well, no one's after you.
He's working. He's
Mr.
not listening
Paranoid.
to this show.
No, he knows better.
He knows a lot better. I was just in there recently.
He doesn't know that you've lost a license because he doesn't listen.
Well, that's
which
true.
is a good thing.
We'll find out, though.
All right, Michigan beat Alabama.
Yeah.
Did you watch any of the games?
Yeah, I watched all of it.
You watched all the games?
Well, because my whole family, my son-in-law, Dan, is a graduate and a law school Michigan graduate. So, and Brady is,
sorry.
I mean, it's all Michigan, Michigan. Yeah.
Yeah, they were. Hey, what kills me is all the SEC haters out there going, oh, SEC's not in the championship. Guess what?
Yeah.
When the Big Ten's not in the championship game and the ACC's not in there and the Pac-12's not in there, the Big 12's not in there, no one notices.
Yeah.
Because no one gives a crap.
Yeah, it's just
It's noticeable when the SEC's not there because
Right.
we've always
We
been
always-
there.
yeah, that's right.
And we'll be back next year.
Yes, we
Hopefully
will.
my team will be in it. But anyway, Alabama.
Yeah.
You're telling me you can't find a center who can hike a damn football better than a blind one-armed man with no fingers?
I don't know what happened.
Over and over again, all season long, the guy couldn't hike the ball. Now, that's not the reason that last play screwed up. Everyone's saying it was a great play call.
No, it was a terrible play call.
Well, all the experts are telling you why it was, and they make a point. But no. I'm sorry. There was two play calls in that final thing. Had no chance. In fact, his own guy was blocked back, and he ran into his hip, and that's what knocked him off his feet.
Duh.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Will Nick Saban retire?
Oh, that's a great question.
There's a lot of rumors floating around out there.
Great question.
I hope he doesn't because he'd probably go after my coach. But anyway.
Although, it's funny, as one of the lead-ups to the game, they showed video of the coach or the players getting rid of the thing. Nick Saban is a seriously hands-on coach. He's there every minute
backs.
yelling and screaming, saying, no, you got to. He is a very, very
74
on-hands coach.
He's 74. This is the first time since he got to Tuscaloosa that he's gone 3 years without winning a national championship.
Well, then, in his head, does he want to go out with a win, or is it just
I thought this was the year if he won. And I thought they'd win it. I thought he would retire if they won this year. Because I think, and he's made statements recently, and Kirby made some statements too about stuff that's going on in college football. A lot of them are saying this.
Want no part of it anymore.
Basically, it's changing so fast in ways that he doesn't like. I think if he won it this year, he would have said, "Okay, that's it." Before it becomes something I don't even recognize anymore, which we're seeing. And what happened at the Orange Bowl?
Oh my God!
With what Florida State didn't show up, and Georgia did, and Georgia wanted to play, and Florida State didn't want to play, and it was 63-3. It was embarrassing. It was the debasement of the Orange Bowl. And Kirby Smart says something's got to be done.
And said, "Yeah, you can't go out.
Something's got to be done." In fact, it's going to be worse next year because this year they're like the 4 teams mattered, and the rest were just surplus bowl games, which I love bowl games. I love it's college football, and if they're not this year's teams, we'll watching what's next year's team's going to be like. I love it. But next year, when you have 12 teams in the playoff, what about those other bowls? They're really not going to mean anything. So the players aren't going to show up. The fans aren't going to start showing up. TV's going to start saying, why am I paying this money when people aren't even watching? Although that Orange Bowl had like 10+ million people tune in to watch Georgia kill them. I bet they weren't there in the second half. I tuned it out in the second half.
I did too, yeah. I went back and forth, but I didn't watch a lot of that rest of the game at all.
Yeah. It was pretty bad. Okay, Washington beats Texas. I had picked Texas.
I thought Texas was going to. I thought Texas too.
Texas maybe next year. I believe Quinn Ewers had a concussion or close to it in the second half. But he did lead them back to one play. He had one play short.
Yeah.
But I think he had a concussion or something close to it. Yeah. I think Arch Manning there in his hometown should have been given at least one series to see what he could do to try and bring him back. I think that was a mistake. They should have brought Arch Manning in for one of those on that. And but Ewers did. I mean, that was a bad throw, that last throw, but they shouldn't even been in the game.
Yeah.
Now, your bet should be on Michigan. They're already 4.5 to 5 point favorite right now because it looks like Washington lost their best running back last night. Unlike their last series of the game, they lose him to a foot injury, and it looked bad. And they also had their cornerback knocked up too. Not knocked up in the way you would think.
Well, no, I would knock him up. No.
You would knock him up?
Not my way, no.
Okay. Was that you I saw?
As far as I know,
the ball
there could
drop?
be some little Petersons running around. I don't know.
Let's keep moving. All right. By the way, the Orange Bowl was a black eye for college football. It's Kirby Smart, pretty much. Something has to change.
Yeah.
Something has to. In fact, Kirk Ferentz, who's the longest tenured coach, I think, around now at Iowa, has been there a long, long time, says, quote, "We, the adults, have done a lot to really screw this thing up," end quote. And I said this a few years ago. They're starting to kill the goose that laid the golden egg. And they started by killing the rivalries. Texas A&M. And some of the others. Oklahoma State. They're killing what makes college football great to try and make it a minor league NFL. And they may rue the day they do that.
Well, I don't see a fix. Go back to the old ways, and they're never going to do that. There wouldn't be any money in it.
They're going to have to tinker is what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to tinker. As Kirby Smart said, well, maybe they should wait for the transfer portal to go in and kick in after the bowl games. Maybe that would help a little bit. Here's something I would do. 3 strikes, you're out. You get 3 schools. You get 2 transfers. Yeah. If you can't figure it out, if you can't beat the guy out in 3 different schools, maybe football's not for you. Yeah. Maybe you should be a coach or something else.
Was it Ewers who
go to class?
Was it Ewers who was somewhere else, and then was it?
He grew up in Texas. He was supposed to be a Texas boy. He grew up to be the Longhorns quarterback, and he showed up at Ohio State.
And then didn't get enough NIL money.
They say for $1 million.
And he did apparently
he wasn't playing
enough.
Up there.
Yeah,
and he went back to Texas.
Yeah, his home state. And the word I heard was that he went back because they offered a lot more NIL. He wasn't getting the NIL money. He thought he was going to get it at Ohio State, and he said you can get it in his home. They said you can get it all and a lot more in your home state. Yeah, and that's why he made the change.
Maybe if you're in your 3rd school and you're still not starting, maybe it's time to just start going to class.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, this endless transferring and playing for 7 and 8 years, that's ridiculous.
NFL minor leagues.
All right. John sums up what a lot of Georgia fans are saying when he wrote on Facebook, "I want us to play Dollar Store Bama for once. We never get Dollar Store Bama." Well, they looked like ass last night. Michigan's defensive line just bullied them. I've never seen an Alabama offensive line get bullied like that.
I think I heard I think it was a Michigan line said that the Michigan line is heavier than your basic average NFL line.
It might be.
Bigger, heavier than the average.
I've never seen.
They're 6'7", 370 or 360 on the average.
And we knew going in, this is the weakest Alabama team Saban's had to go this far. Yeah. And Harbaugh said before the game, he says, "What's the key to the game?" And he said, "We're going to have to beat them on the line." He knew what he was talking about. Well, that's exactly what they did.
3 yards in a cloud of dust like the old Woody Hayes days all season long, too.
Well, they're first of all, I think their quarterback's overrated. To tell you who's not overrated is that Michael Penix Jr. of Washington.
Oh, man, what a day he had.
Now, everyone's saying maybe he could be a Falcon, and he might be. The problem is he has major knee problem when he was at Indiana.
Really?
He's had injuries. But, gosh, his pinpoint accuracy was just amazing. He threw it hard when he needed to. He had the soft touch to lay it over somebody's shoulder when he needed to. God, he looked impressive last night.
Well, if we can use a pocket passer, a passer, then have to run around back there with his knee.
He doesn't run. He used to run. And that's why he doesn't run anymore, because he got hurt. Ole Miss sent those state pin Yankees back home with their tail between their legs at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl.
Holy
by Juice Kiffin. It's just the cutest doggy. Kirk Herbstreit's dog is nice, but Juice is the lead dog going on right now. The Nittany Lions defense entered the bowl game, the Peach Bowl, ranked number 1 in America. They allowed only 223 yards per game.
Yeah.
The Rebels had 340 yards in the first half.
Yes, they did.
Yes, sir. Auburn got blown out by the Terrapins in the Music City Bowl. Did you ever think you'd see a day where Maryland would school Auburn?
No.
The Tigers have 3 losing seasons in a row. That's the first time since the Jimmy Carter administration, according to Saturday Down South.
That's the 70s.
Yeah. So that's college football. Let's move on. Braves traded square peg Vaughn Grissom to the Red Sox for former White Sox and Bo Sox ace Chris Sale, the sidewinding southpaw. Grissom never going to crack the Braves lineup unless someone got hurt. Yeah. And that's no way to sit around and go, if someone gets hurt, so Vaughn Grissom can play. Look, Vaughn Grissom is a good line drive hitter. Maybe he'll start playing with more power. The guy can't field. He can't. He's Kurt Bleffery out there. He can't field. He's definitely not a shortstop. He's probably going to play second base for Boston. Hopefully, he's a good kid. I hope he has a great career.
Everybody
but he wasn't going to play here unless somebody got hurt.
Yeah. Now, Sale, I remember a couple of years ago,
unhittable.
He was a Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
I mean, he was all
Madison Bumgarner.
Yeah, exactly. every nasty, and the guy from L.A. Who's tuning it in that has a weird thing there. The Dodger guy.
Kershaw,
yeah. I mean, just awesome, but he's been hurt. Was he 34 years old? Well, I was doing it.
I wish people could see what you're gesticulating and
I was just
undulations going on in here.
Kind of a sidearm, underarm, kind of a motion there on the left side. But isn't he like 34 years old?
He's 34, but if he can be a third or fourth starter, he's a steal.
Yeah.
Okay, he's coming off his best season since 2019 at a 4.30 earned run average, threw over 102 innings, which is good for him.
Good, yeah.
Let's see. Here's how he ranks among active pitchers. He's 11th in wins, 3rd in ERA, 6th in strikeouts, 1st in strikeouts per 9 innings, 2nd in strikeouts to walks ratio, and 5th in wins above replacement. That's a pretty good third or fourth pitcher.
Is that for this past year or
that's
his career?
That's for his career. That's how good he's been over his career. And
marks.
This past year, he pitched over 100 innings.
Yeah. Well, let's hope. Good boy, he's a monster if he's on.
If he's there, he won't pitch all year. He'll probably be on the DL at some point, or IL, whatever they're calling it this day. But still, Vaughn Grissom wasn't going to play, so everybody needs to let go of that.
Yeah,
The Falcons lost again, 37-17 in Chicago to the Bears, and the snow too was pretty cute to watch.
In fact, I have a headline.
Okay. Magic Notes tweets, things head coach Arthur Smith has not produced. A winning record. A 3-game winning streak. A game where the offense scored 30-plus points. And 4 or more road wins. By the way, just say no to Justin Fields. I don't want to see Justin Fields here. I don't care if he was auditioning the other day. And I definitely do not want to see Russell Wilson.
Oh, God, no.
That would be
please.
That would be the ultimate Falcons move.
Do you know how many people would turn in their tickets of Russell Wilson?
Nobody would show up. I'm telling you right now, Arthur Blank, if you bring Russell Wilson into this city, nobody's going to show up at that damn stadium.
Now, the question in the media that I have in front of me, too, in the news is about Justin Fields, and apparently they're unhappy with him, and they're going to be getting the first draft pick, so are they likely to go get themselves a quarterback and get rid of him?
Or trade down because they trade more. But I'm saying they're probably unhappy. There's at least 5.
He's unhappy,
There's
too.
5 good quarterbacks at least in this year's, which if the Falcons could keep losing, maybe they could get hold of one of those guys. I wouldn't be upset if Justin Fields came here because he's an improvement over what we have.
Yeah, but let's go all the way.
He's not going to lead you to a Super Bowl.
Yeah. If we're going to do it and make another rookie guy starting, let's get one that we think we can go with.
And former Brave shortstop Andrelton Simmons has retired.
I remember him.
Yeah, one of the smoothest fielders I have ever seen.
Yeah, he looked like Ozzie Smith out there. I remember.
Just a big, tall, lanky Ozzie Smith.
Yeah.
Gosh, he was smooth to watch. And he could hit a little bit, too.
For a tall guy. I remember him being taller than your normal basic smooth
Well, he just
guy.
looked taller because I think he's so skinny and everything. But God, he could just, it was a vacuum cleaner out there.
Yeah.
I was kind of upset when they traded it, but I see why they did. But
by the way, are we heartbreak here, Flounder, or should I have a birthday? Okay. On this day in history, Pete, 1965, how things have changed. Broadway Joe Namath signed the richest rookie contract in the history of the NFL. 1965, richest rookie $400,000.
Wow.
Now it'd be $10 million. And by the way, and all the pantyhose he could wear. So that was part of the deal. A couple of sports birthdays. David Cohn, former All-Star pitcher, 61.
Great pitcher. He threw balls that they moved in ways I had never seen.
And he didn't look with his over.
We had that weird, like Hershiser, he had that weird whipping motion that made that ball move.
And it worked because he was not a big guy. I mean, but he was
unhittable for a while.
61 years old, David Cohn, and Edgar Martinez, Hall of Famer, also 61 years old.
Now, should he be in? Because he was a DH. There was a lot of controversy that DHs shouldn't be in. But now David Ortiz is in.
Yeah, I suppose. I just think I don't think it's really a Hall of Fame anymore. I think it's Hall of Recognition. I think it's Hall of Great Players.
Yeah, they've watered it down a little bit.
Anyway, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I don't. Yeah, I still. You should go visit if you have a chance to go to Cooperstown.
Beautiful.
Go to the Adirondack Mountains, the Catskills, that part of the country. It's worth a visit. Worth a visit. Ticonderoga. I mean, James
don't go there.
James Fenimore Cooper.
Don't go to Fort Ticonderoga because those bastards keep it closed year round. I seriously drove 100 miles out of my way,
that's right.
and it was closed in the middle of the week.
Yeah, it's bad. It's 5:32 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Hold on.
I don't think it exists.
Comedy's coming up. Probably.
Made up.
With international conflicts running hot and Israel at war, you can trust Extra 106.3 to bring you the latest breaking news throughout the day and the conservative voices you trust for all the latest.
Hamas is a terrorist organization, and anybody who supports the terrorist attack on Israel should be released from this country and sent away.
Israel at war, with live updates all day.
If 9/11 happened to us again today, I wonder what the hell the reaction would be.
From Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
What's your retirement plan? Master Plan Retirement Consultants specialize in constructing plans designed to meet the challenges you could face over the course of a retirement. As holistic retirement planners, we cover tax, income, Social Security, legacy, healthcare, and long-term care planning. Our strategies are designed to maximize your retirement savings and income while minimizing taxes and protecting your assets from forces that could disrupt your retirement, providing peace of mind. A fiduciary advisory firm, Master Plan Retirement, works with you to create the potential for a sustainable retirement and a legacy to be remembered. Join us on our weekly radio show, Retirement Roadmap, every Saturday at 12 p.m. on Extra 106.3 as we discuss retirement topics for today's financial environment. Episodes can also be found on YouTube and on your podcast platform. Find us at masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation. Master Plan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
This is House Call for Health. You say potato, I say potato. The debate over whether potatoes should count as vegetables is about to become even more heated this year as a federal committee debates updates to national dietary guidelines, including potentially yanking the potato's current status. While potatoes are, in fact, botanically a starchy vegetable, the debate over whether they're more similar to grains has recently been reignited. In the U.S., nearly half of all potatoes eaten go into frozen products, mostly fries. In the U.K., spuds don't count toward the recommended 5 portions of fruits and vegetables per day. Still, the potato industry argues the idea of relabeling the potato is half-baked and that spuds should be considered a gateway vegetable, meaning kids are more likely to eat dishes with vegetables in them when potatoes are involved. Ultimately, they say the debate boils down to educating Americans on balanced nutrition, not changing how potatoes are labeled. For more health news, go to foxnewshealth.com. House Call for Health. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Look out. It's only me. It's on the camera with Pete Davidson, Flounder, and Alice Cooper with Led Zeppelin. No, that can't be right. 1969, Led Zeppelin played the first of 4 nights at Whiskey A Go-Go, Los Angeles. During the band's first North American tour, the support group was Alice Cooper.
Imagine seeing Led Zeppelin at a small venue like Whiskey A Go-Go.
Whiskey A Go-Go, which is where they had the girls dancing up in the go-go cages, right? Above the ground, yeah. Whiskey A Go-Go.
That's where Van Halen got started, Motley Crue, The Doors. Oh, my God.
I had probably 100 people, 200 people, maybe. Or
that'd be a place I would love to go back to in the 60s and see those acts when they were Elton John, I think, played there, the Troubadour, when he first did L.A.
Yeah. Well, I saw stuff like that.
I remember seeing Black Flag in Venice Beach. Remember Black Flag?
I don't know that one.
What was his name?
Black
Ed Rollins or Henry Rollins.
Was that him? Was he with?
He was in
with
Black
them?
Flag. Yeah. They were like one of the pioneers of.
They were dirty rock. That
punk.
was a place where you could get your ass kicked if you said or looked the wrong way at somebody.
The crowd was just all mosh pit, just beating the crap out of each other.
It was nasty. That was back in the 80s, man.
Oh, my God. Cuba Gooding Jr., or is it Cuba? It's Cuba, right? Cuba Gooding Jr., the actor. Show me the money, that guy. In fact, I forgot to. I was going to have Flounder play that as a comebacker, but I screwed.
Never
up.
saw it.
You never saw the Jerry Maguire?
Never interested me. No.
Well, okay, I'm fairly surprised. And by the way, it's a chick flick, and it is an emotional movie. And when
you cry,
I don't mind telling you that when he went into her house and she had bent down to pick up something, so he didn't see her. But she was there, and all the other girls. She was having a comment. Well, I'll tell you what it is. She was they were having a little girls thing, and she and all her sister and all the girls around were all complain. They get together and they all complain about men, and we don't know what to do, and all the men are all selfish, and we don't. They're all crazy, and so and Tom Cruise had already barged in on that meeting one time before, and then so this is now he's coming back, and she bends down to pick up something, so he doesn't see her when he walks in the room, and he walks in and he says, "I'm looking for my wife." And he says, he starts talking about how much, he said, something happened here, but it wasn't the same without you, without her. I mean, it was very, very emotional.
He wasn't married to her, though. Was he?
He was not married to her, but he was her guy and the kid and everything. I mean, it's a family thing. Anyway, and then she stood up, and then that's when she said, "You had me at hello." But his comment to her was to say, you complete me because I did something remarkable happened tonight, but it wasn't the same without you. You complete me, and what I've done in my life isn't anywhere near as much as
so it's fiction.
It's kind of a fictional life. Yeah, it's not true. It never happens in real life. So if you have the girl who actually does the completion part with you, and if it was somebody else on your dime, that's a whole different.
Okay, starting now. Let's see how far into 2024 we can go without an X story.
Well, starting now. Okay, now. Well, no, all right, now. Starting right now. Okay, right now. Flounder, right down. It's 5:39:20. 5:39:20. Right, here we go. Thank you. We got so much stuff to do. I just got to shut up. Some Christmas jokes that I was going to do and I forgot. Youth is when you're allowed to stay up on New Year's Eve. Middle age is when you're forced to. Hey ho ha. One more. I love when they drop the ball in Times Square. A reminder of what I did all year, which is pretty funny. Let's see. No, that's an old one. Every New Year's Eve day, I have the same question: how did I get home? Also, predictions. This is from World News. There's a time traveler named Eno Alaric, known on TikTok, and he is warning of several phenomena that are going to happen this year, and he's got the days.
Phenomena.
Here are the days. He accumulates about 700,000 followers. He claims to be a time traveler, came from the year 2671, 600 years from now. In fact, one of his latest videos, he has made a prediction of what will happen in 2024. He speaks of 3 monstrous catastrophes. He has never gotten anything right, but so far, here they are. The 3 cursed dates of 2024. The first cursed date, February 17th. This year, we'll see the first F6 tornado in Houston, Texas. The tornado will be more than 17 miles wide and destroys basically the entire city of Houston, Texas, February 17th.
Outside of New Orleans, if you need a city that needs good pressure washing,
that's right.
That would be Houston.
Houston also not only has one of the worst climates, it's like New Orleans.
It's
horrible.
It's like you took Atlanta and dumped it in New Orleans.
Oh, God. And in Houston, the other thing was, I used to go to MD Anderson here with a chick with the other thing. And then the other thing is there was no zoning. So you have millionaire neighborhoods with shacks
on
the corner. I mean, literally no zoning.
No zoning.
You could be all of a sudden they put up a 7-Eleven in your backyard. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Anyway, so the first date, February 17th, Houston goes bye-bye. March 20th this year, a mile-high dust storm occurs in the mid-eastern United States from Missouri to North Carolina and lasts for months.
Where's the dust coming from?
Well, but you can't breathe.
Where's it coming from?
Well, we don't know.
We don't have a dust bowl anymore.
It's going to come from the Dust Bowl and hit the
We don't have a Dust Bowl.
You better write these dates down, mister. You better be going
full of it.
high up into the mountain. And the third date, that was March 20th. The third date is April 2nd. Right. A magnitude 9.8 earthquake named Big John occurs on the San Andreas Fault.
Big John.
And it leaves San Francisco, Los Angeles, and other cities in basically gone. A mega tsunami hits the California coast.
Does he say anything about New York City in there?
No, but that was apparently, in fact, you got the story of this morning. A major emergency responses, 3 booms and shakes felt on New York City's Roosevelt Island, felt as far away as
Queens.
Manhattan and Queens, and everybody went nuts. The power company says, holy crap, the fire department crews are all over the place. Manhole covers were apparently blowing up, and they think it was an earthquake.
1.9.
Of an earthquake.
We have them bigger up in the mountains. Man.
Yeah, well, I remember the only one I ever felt here in Georgia was one, 20 years, well, at least 10 or 15 years ago.
Is it the morning that we were at work?
Yeah.
I was at work with Tom Hughes.
I felt one while I was still in my house in Brookhaven, and I thought there was an animal like a possum or a raccoon in the bathroom, wrangling on, trying to get out the door.
It was the same rolling motion that I felt in San Diego when one went off the coast. And
Really?
it made the floor roll under me, and we were hungover. We'd been partying the night before, and we were at work at the video store.
Yeah.
And we go, what the hell was that? And my friend Alan goes, well, that's your first earthquake. So we're sitting on the 5th floor at GST, and we're sitting there, and I'm sitting in a chair, and the floor rolled. I went, that was an earthquake. And I went to Tom Hughes. I said, did you feel something? He goes, no. And I went, and Miller Pope said, yeah, I felt a little something. I goes, that was an earthquake.
Yeah.
And sure enough, within a few minutes, the bells started going off.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
It's a feeling. If you've never been there and feel the earth move, that's just weird.
Yeah. 5:44. I'm running out of time. Do your list of dead people. And we got bad movies, too.
I don't
movies
think we
that were
have
crappy.
time right now, don't we? Supposed to? When do we break here?
A quarter of. We got 2 minutes.
Okay.
you're good.
We're okay, right?
All right, 2 weeks ago we did the dead people in sports, like Jim Brown and Buckus and all this. So many.
Yeah.
Check this out. Andre Brower, who we just passed away from Brooklyn 911.
Yeah.
Alan Arkin passed away earlier this year.
Yeah.
Adam Rich, who was the youngest kid on 8 is Enough.
Right, yeah, a toe-haired kid.
Bob Barker.
Yeah.
Bob Barker. Burt Young.
Worked with him twice, yeah.
Burt Young.
Rocky, the brother.
That's right.
Paulie.
Barbara Boson.
Hill Street Blues, the blonde, and she was actually married to Daniel Travanti.
Yeah,
in real life,
I believe. No, she was married to the Stephen Bochco, the producer.
Oh, you could be right. You could be right.
Cindy Williams.
Yeah,
Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah.
David McCallum.
A Man from U.N.C.L.E.
At NCIS, yeah. David Crosby passed away this year. Ed Ames.
Threw the hatchet in the crotch on Johnny Carson's show. Yeah.
Mingo. Glenda Jackson, the actress. Gordon Lightfoot passed away. George Maharis.
Route 66. The two guys in the Corvette with no trunk, and they always seem to have a lot of clothes.
Gina Lollobrigida.
Oh, yeah. It was, Bob Hope, or Jack. No, wait, hold on. Jack Benny did I'll tell you off the air, a great joke about
Harry Belafonte died this year. Jimmy Buffett. Lance Kerwin, who was a child actor. Lisa Loring was the first Wednesday in the old Addams Family show. Lisa Marie Presley. Matthew Perry. Melinda Dillon from Christmas Story passed away. Norman Lear. Paul Rubens. Pee Wee Herman. Richard Belzer, Richard Mall, who was Bull on Night Court. Richard Roundtree, who was the original Shaft. Robert Blake, Raquel Welch. I still can't believe she died. Ryan O'Neal, Stella Stevens. I forgot that.
These are all major stars.
Tony Bennett. Topol from Fiddler on the Roof.
That's right.
I were a rich man. Tommy Smothers, Tina Turner, and Treat Williams.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a list.
Yeah. Those are major stars. And Treat Williams, not all old age either. Treat Williams in a motorcycle wreck, if I remember correctly.
Was it?
Yeah. Somebody hit him. He didn't do anything wrong. He got hit by somebody else. 546.
Certainly no treat.
Oh, man, we got so much more. We'll do a little cowabunga here. Then we got maybe a Flounders Funny and some more
Blue
stuff
Christmas.
to do. And Blue Christmas. And I want to salute a vet and as a veterinarian, we were going to talk about the size of your maybe tomorrow. Might save it for tomorrow. Or we can do it later.
We're going to save our penises for tomorrow?
Well, we could save it. We could have a Wednesday penis show.
That's what she said. Save it for tomorrow.
Always better save it for tomorrow, honey.
Or we can whip it out today.
546, whatever you got with a kimmer feed flounder.
Neil Boortz is live every day on Extra 106.3. And if you missed the legend, you missed this.
Disinformation Governance Board that Joe Biden proposed, a government agency that would watch everything you say on social media to make sure you're not undermining public trust in government institutions. Oh my God, you can't do that. That got shot down for now. But for how long? The FBI has a task force right now of working to stop subversive data on the internet that could drive a wedge between the populace and the government. Are you paying attention? How far can this go?
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for a new weekly radio show, Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. This week's guests are GBI Special Agent Anita Ivey, Cobb County Police Captain Darren Hull, and Defense Attorney Thomas Flugum. Tune in on Saturday or find it online at the podcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 770-627-3235 or online at atlbail.com.
You know what? It's here, and it's cold. It's called winter. Is your furnace ready to make sure that your house and your family's health is going to be where you want it to be this winter? Is your furnace ready to make sure you're warm inside and you keep the cold weather outside? Well, if you're not sure, you need to talk to the folks at Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Central Heating and Air is one of the few second-generation, locally owned HVAC companies in Atlanta. With Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947, and it's still that way today. Give Central a call at 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com. Central Heating and Air Conditioning can fix what ails your house and possibly your family with home ventilation and air quality products, carrier warranty, carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier expert since 1947. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com. That's 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com.
I'll have a blue Christmas without you.
Yes, as promised.
Oh, it feels so blue. Just thinking about you. Decorations of red on a green Christmas tree. It won't be the same, dear, if you're not here with me. And when those blue snowflakes start falling, that's when those blue memories start calling. You'll be doing all right with your Christmas up with white, but I'll have a blue Christmas. Oh, baby, I'll miss you. You'll be doing all right with your Christmas up with white, but I'll have blue Christmas.
Boom. There, now our Christmas season is almost complete. Another 4 days of Christmas left. Again, this is only day 8. And if you just joined us, Pete reminded us earlier, the 12 days of Christmas does not begin 12 days before Christmas. Begins on Christmas.
And that's the smallest party. The big party is at the end of it.
It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah. That's the way it was meant to be. A few birthdays of note. Taye Diggs, the actor, 53. Cynthia Sykes from St. Elsewhere. Cynthia Sykes, the actress, 70 years old today. And Christy Turlington is 55, the actress also as well. This was the day in 1971 a federal ban went into effect. No more cigarette advertising on TV. In 1971. Well, that really made a difference, didn't it? Actually, you know, how many people do you see smoking these days? When's the last time you saw a person smoking a cigarette, walking down the street smoking a cigarette?
It's funny, you look at the old photos of all the Hollywood stars. Every one of them had a cigarette in there. In fact, I saw some in 1990s.
Every TV show. Dick Van Dyke used to smoke. Yeah. Arthur Godfrey. Edward R. Murrow. What's his name? Walter Cronkite. All those guys sold cigarettes.
Mike Wallace.
Mike Wallace.
Mike Wallace. I saw a photo in 1997, an appearance at an Illinois car dealership, Gilligan.
Yeah.
In the Gilligan gear, long after the show, 30 years after the show had been canceled. Yeah. And he's walking around with a cigarette.
Absolutely. Everybody did. We were allowed to smoke a pipe when I was 15 and cigarettes when I was 16. Of course, I started when I was 9. So.
If you want to know about your tradition of Christmas that they've stolen from us, her name is Lucy Worsley. She does a lot of stuff on PBS. She's a British lady historian. And she has a DVD out, and you can also stream it. It's called Tudor Christmas, about how the Tudors, Tudor, used to, and where the 12 days of Christmas comes from, and the crazy things they used to do, the mummers stuff.
I don't know what that is.
The mummers, it's big in Philadelphia, the mummers dance, where they put on masks and dance around and stuff like that. There's some crazy stuff. And that one day of the 12 days of Christmas, a surfer, somebody was made the lord of the feast or the party, and for one day he got to tell everybody what to do, including the king.
Oh my!
But you had to be careful what you did.
Well, King, I've had a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
Thank you. 5:54. We got to get this story in. Jason Whitlock is a very famous contributor on Fox News. He's a very religious, down-to-earth, conservative black guy, writer, and he's now in a feud on Twitter, I guess it's Twitter, social media, with Katie, what's her name, who was recently got fired from Fox as a contributor.
Katie, no, I don't know if she was fired.
Well, she's gone from Fox, and ESPN also did as a sports chick.
Yeah, she was on Fox, and she was going to be the latest thing. She was like underground type of thing. She was cute and opinionated. Then she got big for her britches and started telling people off and became very liberal and very opinionated about stuff and just pissed a lot of people off.
Katie, what's her name? Katie what?
Katie Nolan.
Katie Nolan.
And I never really thought she was all that great at what she was doing. Some of the new kids were fine, and some of them weren't. Yeah. Well, basically, she's now in a fight with Jason, and it looks like somebody has zapped what they were doing. They've gotten into a fight with each other. And basically, let me find Jason's replies here.
Not sure what she started off with.
Well, Jason saw an ad on ESPN that popped up on ESPN.com, which basically he thought had like a porno thing in it.
Yeah.
And he goes, this is how they shove sexuality down our throats. It's constant porno. And in his long diatribe on Twitter, he talked about, I used to go to strip clubs. I used to sit there and waste my money on these women. I used to watch these porn stars, and he named a couple of them, Brittany, somebody, Renner, or something like that. I used to watch them like this. Well, Katie Nolan saw this, started laughing about it, and posted on there to everybody on Twitter. Well, he just pretty much showed what his porn, inclinations were and stuff like that. And basically, he went back at her. Oh, wow. Katie, you should have learned to leave me alone, because they've been at it before. Yeah. It's not my fault you couldn't Kamala Harris your way to the top of ESPN or Fox Sports. You gave it your best shot. Every simp in sports media wanted to be your Willie Brown.
Oh, boy.
Don't blame me. It was you.
Remember, Willie Brown was the leader of politics in California. His side piece was Carmela.
Yeah, allegedly.
Even allegedly, my ass, they went out together. He was married, and she was his side piece. She would go to him for gala affairs and so forth. No question about it. She also did Montel Williams. She was his side piece, too. Allegedly my ass. Anyway, so he basically called her. He said she didn't get a chance to slut her way like. Oh my God!
Maybe he's insinuating she tried, but she was a rocket. She was going.
Yeah.
She was like Colin Cowherd. She was going up, and I can't stand him now either. But she was on her way, and all of a sudden, people started going, wait a minute, there's really not a lot of substance here, and she was just pissing off people right and left, both inside and outside the industry.
Yeah. Do you like that guy with who's everywhere now with the blonde hair and he takes his shirt off all the time?
I don't mind Pat McAfee. I don't understand why he's so popular. I really don't get the bro thing. But he's everywhere, man. I wish he'd just sometimes just take the wife beater off and put a shirt on.
Yeah,
just put a shirt. And there's too much bling.
I guess I'm just too.
There's too much perfectly coiffed hair and the bling and all that stuff. That's just not my style.
He's a media. He's kind of the old-fashioned media guy. I mean, it's like they used to groom people like this in Hollywood, and
he was a punter for the Colts, and that was made fun of by Peyton Manning, and all of a sudden he's a bigger star than all of them. The only thing I think
is he the one who said punters are stupid? Wasn't that the?
I don't know if that was the kicker. He was mad at kickers because he missed a few. I think the thing with McAfee that I didn't like is they shoved him on ESPN College Game Day, and I do not say, look, he's not college football. He's NFL. Yeah. He's NFL dude. I do not like him.
That's college.
I don't like that style on college. No.
Yeah. Anyway, God, almost out of time. I want to salute one of the veterans, veterinarians who took care of Jack the Good Boy is Dr. Amanda Calvert. And there's a big write-up in the paper saluting her at the Athens Area Humane Society. She worked with Dr. Oh God! Say it. My name will come out again. The greatest veterinarian in the history of the world, and they work together on Jack the Good Boy. And Dr. Amanda Calvert has been doing all this free work for the Humane Society, all these surgeries early in the morning and all. And it's a really wonderful write-up about her. If you know Dr. Amanda Calvert, she works over at UGA. She helped when Jack was over there and everything. And anyway, just tell her the camera was giving her a salute because she's definitely well worth it. God, we got a minute left to go. Let's see. Oh, the lesson on social media. Can you do that in a minute?
Lesson on social media.
The AI went on social media trying to prove how wonderful they were. Listen to this.
It was some other podcast. Two guys look like hippies and a chick. I forget their names. And they were talking about that Facebook put up some kind of chat GPT thing or something, their little version of it, where you could interact with it.
Whoa.
And they put it up there. And it first started off with, gosh, it's nice to meet you. It's a nice sunny day. I can't wait to talk and interact with everybody. 20 minutes later, it was saying Hitler was right.
They changed this.
So some Aryan or whatever neo-Nazis got a hold of it and started chatting with it and had it convinced that it was an anti-Semite and pro-Hitler in 20 minutes. And they took it, they pulled the plug.
And I wonder how that AI is going to affect this year's election, my friends. Holy crap. Anyway, God bless America. Hoorah, Semper Fi. It's only the Kimber with Pete and Flounder. I got to go. You're killing me. Look out.
The Kimmer Show is back every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. only on WFOM Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. Extra 106.3 FM.
The appeal filed. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. Former President Trump's legal team has filed an appeal of the ruling by Maine's Secretary of State, which bars Trump from the presidential ballot over his role in the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol. An appeal on another state's ruling is expected.
Basically, what you've got here is Maine's Democratic Secretary of State ruled. Therefore, that appeal is to the Maine Supreme Court. The Colorado decision, that came from Colorado Supreme Court. So we're still waiting for the Trump team to appeal